Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth.
And you elected for air guitar today.
It was just the middle of it where it's like gets into when we start getting into it. It was like.
Tis a well chosen little ditty.
I like it.
I
like
say
it.
so myself.
No, I think it's good.
Good evening.
Yes.
Or good afternoon. Or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Don't Get Me Started.
I mean, it's a good start.
Yes.
I like at the beginning, we welcome you in. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end.
There really is.
It's like a book, Jeremy.
Except there is actual content to the book.
Yes.
Unlike the kind of books that you like that are empty and then you...
Oh yeah, that I have to fill those books myself. You're absolutely right.
I hate books. So does Alex, which is why he buys blank ones.
Can't wait to see what happens at the end. Hello! Hello! Just thought I'd say it twice. Just thought I'd be really passionate about the second hello because I didn't think I had enough passion in the first hello. I didn't think you'd be convinced by it, and I wasn't.
Can you do it the other way around for me?
Oh, hello! Hello.
That's much better.
Yeah, that was kind of sorrowful, really, wasn't it? Welcome in, lots of people coming in.
Speaking of sorrow...
Seems to be the hardest word. Lady Sorrow, Keris, your lovely lady. Mr. Harmstone's there, Jaeger's there, Surak's there, under a different name. Same Mike Barton, different name. I know who you are. And loads of other people that were here before, probably Tamsin. Tamsin's there.
Yep. She is on her last DGMS on foreign shores.
Yes, because soon she will be back in Blighty. People say that.
They do. I wish they wouldn't.
No, they did. They said it a lot during the war, as I understand it, although I was not alive then.
I was not either.
Can you imagine? They must have said Blighty like all the time back in the 40s. You know, during the Second World War, they probably said Blighty all the time. That would have annoyed you.
And if Americans are to be believed, then they also said Blimey a lot too. So they could have gone, Blimey, it's only bloody Blighty.
Yes, bloody bally Jerry's pranged his kite right in the custard. Blimey, governor. I have heard blimey used, but I don't think I say blimey as a...
Call blimey.
I never once said...
Blimey, put the kettle on for a cup of tea.
I might say bloody hell, really?
Yeah.
But, you know, all those words are replaced. Now people say, shit on me, really? But nobody says blimey. I don't think any... You don't use blimey. Hannah.
Australians use blimey.
Australians use
blimey.
Blimey. Golly. Golly's a bit like gosh, isn't it? Gosh. If you have something, if you've got an antiquated phrase, drop it in the chat. People say watcher. Who would say watcher? Watcher.
My family say watcher.
Watcher.
North Kenters say watcher.
A friend of mine who I used to live like my road back to back, the guy that lived over the back, one of my friends, used to come around, call for me. People call for you and just go around calling for someone to come out to play.
Yeah, that's a definite old school thing. That
calling for you,
antiquated.
When he came to call for me, he'd say watcher every time, and I'd be like, what the fuck does that mean? Honestly, even then, I was like, I'm too good for watcher. Crikey, mate. Alex loves nosh. I do not. I've never got into that.
I quite like watcher because it reminds me of my granddad.
Oh, that's nice. I absolutely do use blimey, admittedly, but I do prefer motherfucker. Like Hannah said motherfucker in the chat yesterday, and I thought two things. One is I also like motherfucker. I think it's really good. But two, it just struck me how it is incongruous with what I know of my niece that she should ever say that. You know, much like it's incongruous of her to ever think that my mum, her nan, would ever say the word appendage in reference to dick pics.
I mean, you've still got the memory of her as a child, obviously.
That is true.
Especially in this world of the internet.
The thing about Hannah...
to put that picture together.
I think we should all learn things about various people in the stream. The thing about Hannah is Hannah, very well spoken, and just kind of very, I don't know, I was not there while she was at university. I think that would have been super weird. But had I done, and had I been exposed to her university carefree, drunken life, I probably would have had a different... But given that I've always seen her in the context of being... Probably in front of her parents.
In front of people who
right,
she should not
who she can't say motherfucker in front of.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange to me, but I love it. I think I'm such a big fan because our family as a whole has never been one for swearing. My brother is not, and I doubt my sister-in-law is. She never struck me as someone who would swear. So like it feels like once again the children have rebelled, because myself and Matthew rebelled in that regard because we didn't give a shit, and now it's two generations of rebellion. I love it.
Across the board.
Oh yeah, Welsh Nana Case here.
Buffering. Did miss a question. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. When are the crosswords live streams? I love those. They are usually on Thursdays, but aside from the podcasty things, I'm on a break at the moment to revamp and regenerate all my stuff.
Yes, I need to do the similar thing, actually. But we could just.
He was on a break.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That's one of my favorite bits.
Love that, Mike. Thanks.
My favorite is connected to that is you fell asleep. That's like my favorite.
Just because of the intonation.
The intonation to that.
You fell asleep.
You fell asleep. Is my favorite Friends quote. There are so many.
You
could
spend your entire day quoting Friends.
Oh,
you could have full conversations just using quotes from Friends.
I also like Joey doesn't share food. I really like Joey doesn't share food. I really like Joey doesn't share food. Anyway, come in. This is Don't Get Me Started. Number 46, he says, without looking at the show notes because he had to do it.
Looked earlier.
I did. Professional as always. You threw my sandwich away. My sandwich. I think there's.
Oh yeah.
With the moist maker in it.
You threw my sandwich away.
It's like, well, it was quite big. I couldn't get through it all.
With the moist maker in the middle. Did you know there is a French reunion coming up?
I did not know.
Yeah, there is a French reunion show. I think it is this year, tail end of this year, on HBO Max. So
I bloody love.
They just filmed it. Okay, cool.
I bloody love Friends. Yeah. This is good. We are at the end of a week when we've been able to go out. I mean, it's been 2 weeks now, but this is the first weekend, as it were, since we've spoken to you, since we went out for a little drink. So what I guess I'm trying to say, cack-handedly, is this is the first opportunity we've had to report back on the state
of the world.
Of the world outside. We'll get to that in a bit. Various other bits and pieces of segments. The wonderful segment Am I the Arsehole comes at the end. We've got some arseholes for you that you can enjoy and
they
question.
Might not be arseholes.
Maybe they're not.
Maybe they're the judge. Myself and Captain Brilliant went to the pub earlier. It was amazing. Well, I can include that as part of our haps and naps. I am drinking a pint of vodka.
He doesn't fuck around.
He
does not fuck around.
I've got the calories spare today.
Screw the pubs. We went to Burger King. Oh, I love Burger King.
I mean, I've been doing that the entire pandemic. Haven't before, so that's
Still,
I have an itchy nose. It's pissing me off.
You're in full Bears regalia.
I am. It wasn't deliberate.
Show me your socks.
I've got Bears socks on as well.
It says Bears socks. Bear on the down bit. Bear down.
Bear down there.
Literally.
Yeah. No, it started with the jersey. I'm like, I'm still fat. I need to cover my fat stomach. And so I went with a jersey because it just makes me look generally...
I mean, now you've told them, though.
Generally thicker.
So you've given away...
That's fine. I don't mind them knowing I'm fat. I just don't want them seeing my stomach protruding like some kind of fucking Buddha.
Okay, I get that. Did you do selfies in the pub? No, but I took a picture of my wine, which I often do.
We did selfies in the pub.
We did, yeah. Yes, we did.
Week.
I meant today, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yes. We did.
Instagram.com/The Jez Show and Instagram.com/ what are you, Alexander.Borton? On Instagram.
On Instagram, I think I'm Alexander_Borton.
_.
Oh God, I didn't know these things.
You really need to simplify that.
I didn't. I mean, I picked it at a time when I couldn't get the other one. So unfortunately, couldn't do anything about it.
Well, you can always be chatting it now.
Oh yeah, I could, but then I wouldn't have to change my account. Can I change the name on it?
You can just change your name.
Yeah. Oh, can I?
Changed my name like 6 times.
Sign of the times, like Prince changing his name.
Don't eat McDonald's, Jez. Yeah, but it's so nice.
Bear down for midterms was what I loved. I bloody love Bear down for midterms, which is a reference to Community, if you watch Community. But like, honestly, Bear down for midterms is one of my favourite Community bits.
Oh yeah, I'm the Jessio_IG. What a prick.
I think I might be. I think I might be Duncan the singer on Instagram. I could be wrong. I might be TV's MJ Harmstone.
I forgot that some prick stole the Jez Show already, and I had to put _IG under it. Totally forgot that.
I think I'm fine with mine.
Thank you for
people will find it
for addressing that.
I like my full name. There's only one Alexander Well, actually, it's probably more than that.
Either that, or your name is, or your what? Your name is pen is Jez. What?
Like penis, presumably, but I don't quite know how we would connect that to a pen. Is mightier than the sword.
If you Google my actual name, which I don't need to share on Twitch, the main thing that comes up is a gay porn star.
Oh, really? Oh, well. You could have been getting that gay porn dollar, but instead...
I could have been. I mean, it's very unquestionably not me.
Oh.
It's a very different skin tone.
Oh, my goodness me. And talking about like when I was going to always be chatting, which I am, obviously, but when I was making that decision, it was debated whether we should just use my real name. But then it felt weird being on Twitch and not having a handle. Do you know what I mean? I like the idea of having a username rather than your real name, because using your username seems... Pivot! Chaos, welcome in. Yeah. Pivot's a good one. Isn't there a bit in that where she's like, I don't think I know what do you mean when you say pivot? What do you think you mean when you're saying pivot? I think at one point they're questioning. I was watching that the other day. Still so funny. Anyway, I'm going to put my wine down.
Are you? That means we're doing something, is it? I will procure the mouse.
Okay, so we're doing it. Let's get it started.
In here.
Do you know, I mean, we could have called this segment Let's Get It Started, because it would have been an interesting counterpoint to it, but we're not. We actually called it This Is Happening.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
This Is Happening, the section where we drop in our goods and bads, our haps, our naps, our excellence, our shits. And you can do it too with the channel points.
Harmstone is wasting no fucking time whatsoever and jumps straight in with his hap. One word. Haircut.
Haircut?
Which
nice hair!
Which is turned into 3 words already.
I'm so triggered by the sofa in that it's so easy to get up those stairs. Is it easy? Because it looks quite clunky in that.
You was it you that tried to help me get my chair, my old chair, into the flat that I used to live in?
I don't think I was on chair patrol. I might have been there that day.
I think you did help. Yeah. Yeah. That was bad. I literally couldn't get my old sofa into
this sofa. Do you remember when we went and got this from our friend?
Yes.
Our friend, and not your friend, but I mean, not that you're against her or anything like that. But like that was a pain in the ass. There was a point where I'm like, this isn't happening.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
We were I forgot about that. We tried to pivot every which way. It was like through every degree, and we tried everything we could.
Yeah.
And then we tried to just go for
and that literally got stuck in the doorway. And there was a point where it was like, right, well, nice to meet you. Enjoy your new sofa door.
It was so funny. It was just like, where's that? What are we gonna do? And then suddenly, I think the boyfriend just went, well, how about this? And he just shoved it, and it just went through. And we went, oh! And we're like, oh.
That isn't actually my main memory of that day. My main memory of that day is the van debacle. From the van that you rented.
The van I rented from vanrentalsareshit.com. Should have known.
Not their real name.
No, not their actual name. And yeah, it was shit. The clutch was fucked. The thing wouldn't drive above 30 miles an hour for some reason. We couldn't get it up to 40. Had to take it back. And when we got it back there, the alarm kept going off.
The place wasn't open, so we had to like park it outside the
and then we had to ring them up, and they said, we'll give you the code to the gate.
Yeah.
And when we got there, the code to the gate was like already in the padlock. Like the guy had not even bothered to wheel up.
It was like just a tiny little bit off the number, and it's like, oh, there you go. But not only that, the fucking central locking wouldn't work.
Oh,
so we couldn't actually just,
lock
there
it.
and walk
It couldn't
away.
be. It was the shittiest. You're well remembered.
Fucking terrible.
The lock wouldn't lock. The alarm wouldn't stop going off. It kept open. It didn't work. It couldn't go above 40. No part of that van.
Yeah, because when you pulled up outside my house, you're like, I don't know about this van. It's just been weird as fuck.
It's shitty, and I can't drive it. And
is it, or are you just weird and shitty? Like,
totally reasonable.
Give me the fucking van. Let's have a look. No, this is bullshit. It won't. Like, I'm in fucking 5th gear and it's still doing like 28 miles an hour and won't exceed 28 miles an hour.
I was like, am I doing something wrong? Let's read some of these. Haps, says Hannah, spent my day off in a pub garden.
Whoop.
That is a good one.
It is better to spend your day in the pub garden rather than the evening.
Top tip is you'll find out. Although that's finally it. Jez forgot Primitive Dragon. What does that mean?
Which is the name of a toy.
God.
That not even he bought, his flatmate bought. And I
What, and you were meant to like bring it around on your way here?
It on the way, but I've been busy. I just totally ran out of time / forgot / go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Next, Hap, I have chocolate, says Lady Sora.
That is a good thing.
That is a good thing. I am not on the chocolate at the moment.
I nearly got trapped under a wardrobe the other day. There was nobody to shout pivot at. And neither Hap nor Nap, but it's a fact.
I once leapt out of a falling wardrobe and left somebody else trapped inside it.
Well, how is it falling? I've always had this image, right, that like when something's falling, you can jump out of it at the last minute, like Bugs Bunny does. When
I did. That's absolutely what I did. So, my friend and I, who will not remain nameless because fuck him, it's me. When we were like 3 or 4. We're just dicking around in a wardrobe.
3 or 4?
Yeah.
What a fucking story.
Oh, hang on a second. We'll hit pause on this story just for
Press
the moment.
pause on that for the raid. If you go down, who's it? It's Nova.
It is the Nova Charter. The Charter of Nova.
Tech.
Little cute girls jumping straight in there with a resub. Thank you very much. Some squirrels. Drop those emotes.
No, we can use this opportunity to catch up with what we may have missed. Lots of stuff.
Let's have a look. Yeah, we got a few little bits to catch up on. But that's fine. I will finish the story shortly. Nova, thank you. Welcome back. Had a little bit of time off yourself. How was your first stream back? I tried on several occasions to find a couple of minutes to jump in and say hey, but
I'm trying to hug the squirrel.
squirrels.
Oh, it's gone. I'm loving the placement of that massive squirrel over Alex.
And so that's 2 people potentially pissed off with me because I didn't have time to do shit.
So
I'm in the wardrobe with my friend Smee, and we're just dicking around and just like rocking it about. And then
was this in a regular place, like a bedroom?
It was in his old house. Yeah.
Okay, this old house, in the words of Shakin' Stevens.
So it was upstairs in the bedroom, and we're just dicking about, and we kind of like lean forward, and then all of a sudden it just starts to go, and it's like
good wardrobe sound.
And by the time it's like almost hitting the ground, I'm already like halfway fallen out of the fucking thing, and so I just kind of push off and yeet myself out into the rest of the bedroom.
Freedom.
He's trapped in there,
and
it's just like flat, pretty much on
that
the ground. He's trapped in there, and so my 3-year-old brain was like, right, well that's that then. That's the
never gonna see him again.
That's the end of that game. I will just casually
go home.
Casually go home. I'm like, the fun of the day has ended. Time to go home.
And we never saw him again.
I just start walking downstairs, and my mum and his mum are like, just going like, what was that
noise?
What was that?
Of
I'm
course.
like, the wardrobe fell over. He's stuck inside.
Okay, thanks, bye.
See you later.
What I love about this, right? It's one of
my earliest memories.
If I might just like break this down a little bit.
Break it down.
Break it down just a little minute.
He was never Smeen again.
He was never Smeen again. As this thing falls, because once it starts getting some movement, there's a point where like you probably won't be able to get out because like as it falls, as you leap, it will just trap you as it's falling will trap your leg.
Yeah.
So your movement.
No, the door on my side kind of managed to like open fully ajar,
and you just went,
and I just went for it.
Yeah,
which is good job I made it. Otherwise, I'd have been crushed. But
part of you or your leg or part of you would have been crushed in the fall. So because that's it. If you didn't go at that point, you either get trapped like he did, or you're halfway there. In the words of
I don't actually fully know how I escaped, but I did, and it was hilarious.
Falling wardrobe. See, in my head, I thought this was going to be like it was a wardrobe that had been at the top of an old flight of stairs in your grandfather's house, and it had always stood 90 years on the stairs, much like your grandfather's clock. And it had been the top of that flight of stairs, and then you've been rocking about it, and it fell and fell down all these. That's what I thought. And then you just fell out of it at the bottom as the doors opened up, and you flew through the window. Next time you tell a story, maybe.
No, I like my version better.
Yeah, the truth.
Yeah, I do have a story similar to that one, but there's no wardrobe. It's just me and almost careening into a plate of glass at the bottom of the stairs, being caught at the bottom at the last second.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it's almost like the same story, but there was no wardrobe. Like we were rocking about together, and I just fell over.
And I just went splat, and then he was
was
trapped in thin air, and I left him behind and fucked off home.
That's the same story without the wardrobe. Can we just whiz
We've
up
got a lot of scrolling up to do. Yes,
that's what happens when we chat.
Let's go up to.
Oh, there we
go.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Snooker World Championship. I've caught about 4.5 seconds of the snooker through my neighbour's window as I returned from the shop. I'm like, oh yeah, snooker, and then kept going.
Duncan loves a bit of snooker. He does look a bit.
I like playing snooker, and not so fussed on watching it because they're all too good.
Too good.
Do you know what I mean? It just ends up being like, oh yeah, and of course they've tried to snooker them all the way at the back of the table, and they've escaped it expertly because they're professional at this. There's just not as much intrigue in it for me.
The worst thing about it, I find, when you play pool, you can get quite good at pool, but when you play snooker, you kind of go down to the snooker hall thinking that their professionalism will rub off on you, or it's not as hard as it looks. But what you've just described, their very, very accurate means of playing, means when you go and give it a go, you and your friends spend hours just trying to fucking get a red in.
Yeah.
And trying to get a break. Alex won. And that's it. I'm just like, it's not a break.
No.
But
when I used to work in a snooker and pool hall, we used to take a set of snooker balls and play snooker on the American pool tables because that's a much more reasonable size. It's a lot more fun on a smaller table.
Didn't Van der Barkel play up front for Chelsea? But nice. One time, my friend Matt, different Matt, came down drunk when we were playing and managed to get the last 4 balls in. And we'd been trying for ages, and he managed to still do it better than we did, which was always grated. Negative COVID test, free to fly, babies. Yeah. So
I believe she can fly.
Yes, well, she's learning to fly at any rate.
Making her way back home.
So Tamsanaki's back. Well, she's not back yet, but she is coming back.
Yes. The next time we do this show, barring any unforeseen bullshit, she'll be in this country. She'll be a mile and a half that way.
She will. Barring being trapped in a wardrobe or pivoting up some stairs or something like that. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yes, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Finale was incredible. Was it? Because I'm just not such a big fan of that show.
Most of the things I've read on the internet, not really caring for spoilers because I don't give two shits, it's like it would have been better as a movie, people are saying.
I can totally believe that.
Probably would have been.
They are taking their time on that one, I have to say. The Falcon and the Other Guy finale was incredible. Well, you like it too.
The bird and the cold
cold
army
dude. I hate you. Well, it's all a running thing, isn't it? It's lots of fun.
I'm loving the placement of the massive squirrel over Alex's face.
Yeah.
The squirrel never fails to completely engulf anybody other than me on all of the shows that I have people on. I don't know why it happens.
Chat helped me decide my dinner. I wonder what Nova had for dinner.
Was it a dodeca cheese drum? If not, your chat failed.
If not, Yeah, quite. If he's Smee, does that make you Hook? Well, yes. Yes, it does.
Why not? Why not?
Alex, what wine do you have? I have a Cote your own. I didn't waste too much time as an Asda earlier with the captain, and I found it. It was reduced, and I used my app, and it was rated 4 for an £8.50 wine. And anytime I see something that's 4 out of 5 for an £8.50 wine, it gets bought almost immediately. Is it worth it? So far, so good.
Rooster Beast, welcome. It is Friday.
That
Good.
is true.
I'm glad we're doing this on the right day. Thank you for the update.
Jez, what capture card do you recommend for the PS4? The one on Amazon?
Shitty, cheap one.
I'll take a picture of mine.
Yeah, it's really good.
Snooker was big in the 80s. By the way, wasn't it just in the 80s people couldn't get enough of snooker, Jeremy?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, let me trust it. It was acceptable in the 80s. It was amazing.
That song as well. Cool in the 80s.
Was acceptable in the 80s. It was.
Yesterday, I felt like I just got harm-stoned. Were you playing Rocket League or something?
Harm-stoned?
You know when you've been harm-stoned. I feel like I've got the urge to just parody a bunch of old tango adverts from the 90s now.
Well, just hit people with Mike Harmstone.
Yeah.
Rush up to them, holding him.
Just get a big cardboard cutout of him and just rush up to people on the street and go, you know when you've been harm-stoned.
I want a cardboard cutout of when he's happy on the chase. When he kind of does this kind of look. I want a Harmstone cutout that's like, or this, or a kind of a yes, and I want that.
Do you know how hard that kind of like yes thing is to replicate when you're not actually excited?
I
tried to do so the other day to take a selfie of it to use in my YouTube thumbnail for my Rocket League video, and I'm like, right, let's do this. I'm like. No, and now like, why is your arm so far away from your face, you dickhead?
You overthink photos.
And then I did it again, and I was like, why are you fucking doing like
Bruce Forsyth?
Fucking the masterpiece Chris Masters. Like, get the fuck up. I tried again, and then all of a sudden I'm like, and then I realised I was like looking at the camera to do it instead of the thing. I'm like, oh fucking hell! And it took me ages. I'm not very good at taking photos because I don't tend to take photos of myself very much.
Gotta get down on Friday. Everyone's looking forward to the weekend. That's true. And he wants the cardboard cutout too. Gotta get my bowl, gotta have cereal. Yes.
It looks more like you're trying to pull the rope for a steam train whistle. Oh,
whoop, whoop.
I do like that as well.
I mean, Duff Valley will tell us that the whoop whoop is actually, can I get a whoop whoop is actually just a button now. And we'll be unimpressed to hear that they've now gone away from that. And,
yeah.
Or probably just a...
There are still several trucks in which that is still the thing, because I remember from my not my like childhood or my teens even, but in my 20s I would still encourage like truck drivers to.
We don't get
and then
the toilet chain. Do you know what I mean? If someone's in the toilet, do you encourage? If you see someone in the toilet having a shit, do you encourage them to whoop whoop whoop? And they're like, sure will. You know,
I haven't seen a like pull the chain.
Pull chain. Not in school
ever.
They used to have them in school, the pull chain, back when you had toilet paper that was just grease-proof paper, and it would just smeared your shit around your ass.
Why the fuck did they? Still don't get it. Why the fuck they did that?
It was acceptable in the 80s. That's all I can say, Jeremy.
Well, apparently it was acceptable in the 2010s as well, because the primary school I worked in still used that shit. Just to take my own toilet roll. Fuck the kids though.
I'm the same, Jez. My best friend sent me an excited you're coming back selfie with her and her kids, and I tried to send one back, but I just looked tense and squinty, which is my default look.
Hard relate. Massive hard relate.
Sometimes photos come to you, sometimes they don't.
Much rather I just got papped regularly, like when I'm just natural and doing stuff.
I
tend to look natural in my natural habitat, but trying to force a photo, I'm like...
This is what I said to you the other day, is try and have something in your hand. If you don't know what to do with your hands, just have something in your hands.
Yes,
which is why he
said myself the other day. He's like, I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. He's like, well, try to have something in your hands.
Hold something. Hold something, I'm giving up on you. Yes, I just find, if you're in the pub, just like, I find this is a really good Most of the time in my hand, you often find my other hand goes up like that almost all the time. And I'm just like, all my photos are like that. That's it. That's what you're seeing now. Just take a fucking picture. It'll last longer.
You went through the mouth agape period as well.
Oh, I did that all the time.
You would go.
I could go back to that. I'm not sure if I will. I quite enjoyed it. But everyone asked me why I did it.
Bit of mouth agape.
I was okay with it. Well, I mean...
It's a nice way of hiding a double chin if you have one.
That is true. That is true.
It forces your chin down.
Yeah, I just think I don't know, it just became a thing. Oh, I'm gonna sit on my leg. Oh, yeah. Yes. That's better. That's much better. Do you have any haps? Because I have to say, we've heard haps and naps.
Yeah, we've exhausted the chat haps and naps.
Mostly haps, actually.
Quite early.
These guys are very happy. As a general bunch, you're pretty positive this week. Must be the sunshine.
My hap...
Yes.
My main hap is actually from just prior to going to the pub last week.
Oh, yes.
When I arrived here, sat down in my usual position.
He does. He sits here when he's just come in here anyway.
And said, "Cocktail me, bitch."
He did say that.
And he did cocktail me, bitch. And made me the greatest fucking thing I've ever tasted in my life. And I didn't even know I liked any of the things. It's full of things that I don't like. Put them all together. So,
bibbidi bobbidi boo, bitch.
And so the New York Sour, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, bourbon whiskey.
It is.
I tend not to like bourbon whiskey on its own. Lemon.
Yes.
Fucking hate lemon. The simple syrup's fine.
Yeah, it's just sugar.
It's just sugar. And red wine.
Yep.
Don't drink that either.
Drizzled.
And shoved all together in a glass.
What have you got?
I was just like, more.
Yeah. Honestly, it's always a good sign when there's nothing left. I'm like, did you want another one of those? He's like, I think we better go out.
I think we better go before I have another 6.
The New York Sour, is really it's
lovely.
It is a nice drink. It's just like a variation on the whiskey sour. It's a whiskey sour with just a spoonful of Malbec.
Other wines are available.
It happened to be Malbec
that
last
sounds
week.
vile, right? It does.
You'll love
it was amazing.
It was very nice.
I'm telling you, I was with you when he was like, "I'm going to make you this." I'm like, "Okay," but prepared to drink your own cocktail when I don't like it.
That's the thing with these things, is that I could only make what I kind of had, and I was kind of out of Negroni stuff. And I also thought, well, it doesn't matter if I was in with Negroni stuff, because I wasn't sure you were a Campari guy. That probably would have been a bridge too far. But
I don't know what kind of guy I am. Cocktail.
Hey, yeah, all bets are off now.
Yeah.
Still haven't had a cocktail. Well, you're in for a treat, because they're fucking wonderful.
The New York Sours, NFL expansion franchises, no one asked for.
New York Sours, and they all just run around like whatever they do,
like New Yorkers then.
Yeah. Hey, I'm walking here.
Brand.
There are still no cardboard cutouts of me from the chase, unfortunately. Actually, that just looks like you're just putting the guns out. That's the other problem with. I don't remember. Anyway, that's more Randy Orton than I hear voices in my head. Anyway, and many more. So yeah, that was good. New York Sour. I also liked it because the bourbon I used I first had in New York. Not that exact bottle, but that type Woodford Reserve I once had in. I'd like to say that was on purpose, but it wasn't. It was just one I had. It's lovely though. What have I got on the wall of haps? Wine. I've just written wine 3 times.
It's not exactly a new hap, is it?
No, it's not. But what was good was that I really wanted to look forward to going out into the real world, and just the ritual of going out and saying, I have a large glass of red wine. Thank you very much. But I was slightly denied some of those things, and I might move on to that. Because, one, when we got to the place, it was a bit weird. Yes,
it was bizarre. Because we couldn't actually work out how to order, whether we had to go to the bar or whether we would have table service. And the answer at the end was both. So it ruined the experience of him going, I'd like this specific thing, please.
I don't want to kind of give all of this too much away, but this place has an indoor and an outdoor, and you can get to the outdoor part from the rear of the property. But we approached it, because of the way we were coming, from the front door, and we were thinking, well, we'll go to the front door, but there'll no doubt be a sign that says please go around the back.
Off around the back.
And we were very ready to do that, but as we got there were two guys at the bar who did not have masks on drinking, and there was a bunch of people in there and the people wandering around. So we thought, well, if there's two guys already kind of kicking about for whatever reason, we can surely just come in with masks and then go through.
Mope our way through.
And if they really go, no, fuck off and go around the other, then we would have done that. But we got in there and immediately like, yeah, just come through here. And we were like, okay, we will. And then we sat down. It took us a while to sit down. They said they're going to wash it. So this whole process just got really super. And then eventually they didn't come to us, and then I had to go and find out, and they came back to us. And then finally, when they said they're coming back, they didn't. And then, so it's just...
It was complicated.
It was testing my patience to do the one thing I wanted to do, which was large glass of red wine.
He didn't even actually want the wine. He just wanted to say the words to somebody. I'll have a large glass of red wine, please. And then he'd be like, right, that's me done. Thank you
very much. Good night.
Thank you for listening.
Unfortunately, I couldn't even do that because they served it as a 175ml, which is not a large. So I had to say, I'll have the only wine size you do. And I think they've got to serve it as 125, 175, 250. So I don't know. Already on the hide into fucking nothing. But I couldn't even say a large glass. I just said, I will have the glassiest of your wines, please. And then they went off. And they didn't even put it in one of these.
No, it was stemless, wasn't it?
It was stemless. And I'm not against it.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. You saw right through me, Jez. You saw right through me.
And when they brought it, and like my drink and your drink were in the same glass, basically, I'm like, oh, it's not going to be
happy. I saw through it like 80s grease-proof toilet paper. I did, Jeremy. Straight through. My finger went straight through it. It was disgusting. Yeah, I was like, okay, I get it, but like you're shitting all over my ritual here. It was just a really strange. It was bizarre experience,
and I did not help matters in that when I was trying to order my drink. As we walked through the bar, I tried to make a note of the rums that were there. I'm like, oh, I've tried that one, tried that one. I was looking for a new rum to try, and then I spotted one that I hadn't tried, committed it to memory, got to the outside. I don't have a memory, and I just said some random things to the girl taking order. I was like, I saw a rum. It was something like 75. I'm sure it had a 75 on the bottle. And then she's like, right, okay, I'll go and have a look at that. Okay, and then she came back out. Did you mean number 7? Probably. I haven't tried. If that's a rum, I haven't tried that.
Go for it.
That'll do. And she wasn't very good at repartee, that girl.
No, she couldn't repartee. She couldn't wear a mask either.
She couldn't wear a mask, no. Her mask was like an undernose fucking thing. But also, like, she would take the mask off to talk to people, completely negating the point. She'd be like, she'd just start taking your order, and then all of a sudden she'd go and take off the mask and just lean in and like talk. Is that blah, 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 blah? I'm like, you might as well.
And then she licked Jeremy, which was the worst thing of all. Not for Jeremy, he was
bad,
into it.
Actually. You really shouldn't bother wearing a mask. I would much rather people just go, I'm not wearing a mask, than be like, not wear it over their nose and take it off to do things like, just don't wear it.
Who only serves one size of wine? I know, right? I know. You need a glass of wine that is...
Well, this guy only serves one
I know.
size glass of wine. It just happens to be the large.
That's true. I mean, when I'm here, of course. But that was not the... And I saw someone that was kind of an ex of mine, he says, drinking it. She's not an ex, but I'm going to drink her anyway. Someone who I've been seeing who didn't know it was me until I had my mask on, which for some reason is in my pocket. I had my wonderful mask on, and I had to like take the mask and like disguise. She was like, "Oh, it's you!" And so I'm like, "Did you not see?" Because the rest of my head's quite recognisable, frankly. But this, Jeremy, was not the best bit of like the whole thing.
It wasn't, no. And
do you want
Stream Nilo? Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. We are telling stories.
We are. That's what we do a lot of.
Yeah. So
we had two guys, didn't we, near us?
Yeah, I don't even know where they were. I don't know if you clocked that.
Oh, they were right behind you. Okay. They were sitting behind your back.
Right. Okay, that's why.
Telling
why I didn't
tales.
See them then. So, as we were going to leave, having spent a good minute and a half outside and gone, this is fucking cold. Let's go home and have another New York sour.
Let's dwell on that because it was really. I'd gone there with this white t-shirt or a white t-shirt like it, and my kind of shirt that goes round it. And
it's true. He didn't wear the hoodie.
I didn't wear the hoodie. I just was all sexy and all perfumed and beautiful. And I got there and I'm like, hey, and then I saw the X and I was like, hey, looking sexy. And she's
like, just like, who the fuck is this
and I'm like,
to me?
She's like, oh yeah, you are looking sexy. Thanks very much in front of her boyfriend. That was weird, but great. And then, yes, as you say, in a minute and a half, I immediately put my fucking thing back on again. It was super cold.
Yeah, we managed 2 drinks, didn't we? I think.
I had 2 glasses of 2 cups of wine.
No, we did have 2 because I then went with not the same rum.
2 rums. Thanks. You had a Kraken the second time.
Yes, I did. Yes, it was Kraken. And then we went to leave. We had to pay our bill at the bar on the way back through.
Yeah.
And these 2 guys
are
just sat in the corner of the bar. No masks on, just sat there. And we just struck up a conversation with them. And we're like, oh, they letting people sit in here now, are they? And they're just like, nah. It was cold outside, so we came inside. Right. Yeah. You understand how this kind of world is working at the moment, right? It's they are open again, but yeah.
Do you know what I love about this? Is we let me just sum up if I can. We got there. There were 2 dudes standing at the bar without masks drinking inside. And then they were like, all right, Bob, all right, Paul, see you later. So I'm like, well, they're obviously regulars, but it doesn't fucking matter if you're a regular or we never seen you from the man in the fucking moon. It still doesn't make any sense. So already we're off to the races. This guy's like, yeah, come through this way, whatever. Order here, don't order there. And as you're right, we came in and the guy's like, well, it was cold outside, so we decided to come inside. I'm like, yeah, we're all fucking cold outside. We're all shivering. One guy's legitimately got a blanket and a hat.
He did.
He well prepared.
Yeah.
And they get it, and they were sitting there. We're like, the thing is, and I wanted to do a piece of comedy. I told Duncan about this called I can't remember how to say it, but the rules don't apply to me. The rules don't apply to me because there's so many instances in the world where someone goes, well, the rules don't apply to me.
But they don't just come out and say it.
They just,
that's where the humour kind of lies.
Their rules don't apply to me. And I think part of the rules don't apply to me concept is that sometimes if you just do it, the thing that's the law breaking, law in loose terms here, until someone stops you from doing it. So they come in, they go, Bob, isn't it cold outside? Yes, let's go inside where it's warm. And then they sat there and drank, and the bar staff and the landlord didn't do anything about it, therefore basically allowing them to do it. And that was what it was like. And we were like, what's going on? It was super weird. People are shit. People are arseholes.
People equal shit.
Is blanket, hat, mask, a new hat, pipe, beard? Maybe in pub gardens.
It should be.
The other thing that I found amusing was you, and I don't know,
thanks.
But it was really funny. I kind of slightly presume you knew you were doing this at the time. We went outside the pub to leave, and we ran into some lovely people we met on the streets, one of whom was the magician that used to be the magician at Kip's. Now, to give you some background, and probably not very much background, but there is a place called Kip's and it's very near this place that we like, and there was a guy called Jimmy who every other week just did table magic in front of you. So he'd come round, just do card tricks for you. And that's the entire thing he did.
Karis fucking hated it.
She
doesn't like magic.
Because she doesn't like magic. And we all love it. And we had a good time. And I tried
magic.
I tried to encourage it because he was a young guy, and he'd obviously turned up to the landlord and said, "Listen, can I come past and do this?" He might not have even been getting paid. Maybe he was.
Yeah, well, I think he was 16 at the time.
Yeah, so. He was just going. He was doing his thing, and he was like
just around a bunch of seasoned drinkers trying to,
drop some
them with
do
magic
some David Blaine Dynamo shit. And by the way,
probably worked on tips. Oh, it's fucking great, mate. Here you go.
I mean, I feel bad now because I never once gave him a tip, but he was underage, so At any rate. The point of it is, we came out of this place and we ran into him and his 3 mates, and we had a lovely time chatting. Hey, cutie.
Late raid, it's fine. Just drop a squirrel. Go for it.
We had a lovely time chatting to them, and they were really nice. But while we were doing that, the guys who were wrongfully staying in the pub, one of them was getting ready in his biker leathers, and he was getting some biker leathers on, and I think, Jez, you were saying something like, well, he might not really be a biker, maybe he just bought the stuff, you know. We were just all fucking around and things, and then he came out with his biker leathers and his biker helmet, and he went to get, and we saw there was a motorbike nearby, and it never struck me the fact that he's just been drinking in a pub and he's about to get on a bike. That bit is not even the bit
that hadn't even struck me until this very moment.
That had not occurred to me, dude. It's
good, thank you. I'd totally forgotten it was a thing. It's
had
good.
not occurred to me. The enjoyable bit about that was you loudly saying something outrageous about him. Do you remember this? Because I can't remember the specific thing you said.
Me loudly saying something outrageous?
It was so funny because
this is what it was.
What it was basically is that we were recounting the story about how the guys had come in because it was cold. I say it was cold. It was actually cold. I don't know I'm doing that, but anyway. We were recounting to our new friends, Jimmy and his pals, about how two guys had just come in out of the cold, and they were like, they can't come in out of the cold, don't they know the rules? And we were like, no, they don't know the rules. And then Jez is like, that's one of them there, the guy in the biker leathers, that guy there is getting on the bike, and he was really super conspicuous. And I was like, oh, Jez, you're being really super conspicuous about how you're basically saying that guy. And by the way, the bike was literally like my kitchen. It was you were talking to the guys to my left, and then just like the bike is just like 10 yards away, and not even that, like, you know.
Oh no, the bit I was loud was finishing off the random bit I was doing about maybe he doesn't own a bike, maybe he just turns up in leathers and just carries a helmet everywhere to create the illusion that he has a bike. And then when he got to his bike, I was like, oh no, he does have a bike. He is.
You definitely said that, but you were kind of raising it high in the mix, and I felt like what you were doing was saying this stuff loudly, knowing full well that he might hear you. So, but then I thought...
It does sound like...
Yeah, so that he would then, if he came over and went, what mate, you taking the piss out of me and my bike? You would be on a high ground by saying, I was. And while we're on the subject, what the fuck were you doing inside the fucking pub? You know, knowing that you had the high ground, and also knowing that you had me, a stalwart fighting expert, to kind of back you up.
Also, he's fucking tiny.
He was tiny. He was fucking tiny.
He
fucking
was like 5'4".
But I did find it really amusing that you kind of...
Fucker.
You definitely... It's like... Yeah, it was like, maybe it's not really... Like, you're maybe...
Maybe he's not really a biker.
Maybe he's not really a biker.
He just
that
gets
guy...
the helmet to trick people.
There! Because he probably would have been within his rights to go, what are you talking about, mate? But he didn't have a what are you talking about, mate, anyway.
No, he was probably a fairly normal, decent, alright guy.
Why was he...
I think it was his mate that was more like, it's cold, let's go inside. Okay.
Anyway, so that was what we did.
Mojo Jojo, welcome. Dropping some Nova motes. Which, if he doesn't call them that, he should.
Yep. Jez would never do something like that. Well, he did.
Yeah, they do that quite a lot, actually.
So that was our hap nap type thing, because it was too cold, so it was nap, but it was hap, and we got out there.
It was.
Would we do it again?
No.
No, not until it's warm.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that I wanted that ritual, and then today myself and Captain Brilliant went to bar Folklore.
Did you finally get your climax?
They didn't sell a large glass, but I did say, have a glass of red wine please, and they brought it to me in a really nice glass, much like this one, and I was very happy, and she was charming and lovely, and it was everything I wanted.
Was she wearing a mask properly?
She was wearing a mask properly. It was one of those big ones that kind of goes through over there, and she never took it off, and she was very professional.
Cool.
So, you know, not all bars are equal, but some are more equal than others. And that was our kind of happy nap, I guess, somewhere in between.
I mean, it wasn't even nap. I found it so entertaining how fucking useless these people are in the real world. So and then it was haps.
But then we came back here and had another New York sour, and then tried to convince Reese to send us McDonald's.
We didn't try. Well, we did try hard. We didn't try very long because after about a minute and a half, we're like, this isn't happening. Let's just order our own McDonald's.
We got McDonald's, and then
McDonald's I hate.
Why do no pubs near you serve a large glass of wine? Do they not know you can just continue pouring? What happens is, on the menu...
I mean, you can't if you haven't got a large glass.
No.
It doesn't work that way. You just continue pouring. And
you need, like, it'll say, like, £4.50 for a small, £5.50 for a medium, £6.50 a large, or whatever they fucking do, you know, in increments. But these places, they just go bottle, medium, I don't know.
Cuba, Jaeger, how much?
How much?
For a glass?
I mean, you know. You guys know.
Put it in a pint glass, bugger it.
Oh my god.
They basically did.
Yeah. Have any of you been outside yet? I know Reese has, but let us know if you've been outside.
I think Reese is there right now.
And Hannah has, presumably at their friend Barney's pub. So some of us have gone out. Tell us, were you cold? Or were you in the day and still a little bit cold? Who knows? Let us know. Mum and Dad went out for the first time.
Whatever.
What a time to be alive.
Their life of hermitude had finally come to an end.
Well, they couldn't go out in public after Harmstone did that terrible display on the chase. They barely...
Probably an embarrassed.
Yeah, absolutely.
When was that? Like,
2016?
They've
never been out since then.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
stay at home too.
Yeah. Egged and floured wherever they go. Good cash builder, but what the fuck?
There is no outside!
I was an embarrassment. Yeah, see, I can only imagine what your parents must have thought of you. Terrible, terrible stuff.
It was very warm. I got a little sunburn.
Oh my god, you're the fucking worst. My niece.
Fuck you and your enjoyment.
I went out to the gym. Does that count? It made me equally happy. Well, that is nice, but oh my god, it's people either getting sunburn or getting fit. Just don't know what to say about these things. We ate Burger King outside today. It was lovely. That's nice. I love a bacon double cheeseburger as much as the next person.
If you eat it outside, does it still make you fat? Is it a bit like, if a tree falls in the forest type thing? If you eat a burger in the outside, does it still go to your ass?
No, it doesn't. That's a fact.
Excellent. No, I'm going to eat a trip cheese
just
on a hill.
Yes, do that shit. Jeremy has been laughing at my attempts to walk around the house. Since after she went to the gym, had an effect on her legs, having moved her legs up and down in a repetitious motion, has caused her not to be able to walk.
It's not as fun as the other thing I could say that's less polite, but yes, that. Yeah, and I have been laughing at her, and she's been like crashing out at like 8 o'clock and going to bed because she's like worked too hard. I'm like,
well,
yeah.
Talking about naps, if we can, just to wrap this thing up.
To nap this up.
Yeah, to nap this up. My naps. I mean, I don't want to dwell on it too much because I've spoken about it on other streams. My fucking internet has been playing up like you would not believe.
We've only dropped 132 frames.
I mean, that
so
means
far,
nothing
so
to me.
That seems to suggest that we haven't really had any problem.
I think we're okay. But what was the good thing about it was that, like, I rang them up, I got through straight away, and the guy was like, he took me through, he's like, I felt like MacGyver. Because he was like, unscrew your plate of the thing. And I'm like, for real? I have to unscrew a thing? Just send me a router. And he said, have you got a screwdriver?
But you haven't told me to turn it off and turn it back on again
yet. It was
yet.
really interesting, It's none of that. So I unscrewed it. And he says, no, you'll find this other one, Mr. Borton. You're going to put this bit in there. And I'm like, yes, okay. And then he's like, put that bit in there. Now connect it like that. You'll find that doesn't quite work. It doesn't extend far enough. Just pull it out. It extends a little bit extra. Let me tell you now, it does not extend any further, the little microfilter stick bit. So there's me pulling my thing like this, sitting on the floor for ages, and he's just like, I'm just like, listen, I have to say it, this doesn't work. He said, do you have a Poundland near you? You have to go and buy one. I'm like, okay, I'll go in town and buy one. I had to go and fix it, which is why there's now that thing hanging in the fucking... Because once you've taken the faceplate off,
I suppose you can't even get the, like, just send a dude anymore.
No, they want to fix it. As a result, he said to me...
We're not sending a person...
Nap.
They might breathe.
It keeps after that. It broke before and it keeps breaking now. But Hap, unbelievably, he said, "I'll call you back tomorrow," and I'll call you back tomorrow from a service provider of any, not just internet, but gas, electric, whatever, whoever. I'll call you. Hey, I'll call you back tomorrow. Number of times that happens.
I can count on no hands the amount of times that has happened.
Fucking zero. Did he call me back? Yeah, he did at 10 o'clock. He called me back 3 hours early. He was like, "Hello, how's it going?" I'm like, oh my god. Yes, hello.
Man, this is so unexpected.
I just was like, I almost said to him, although I didn't because I wanted to get the fuck on with it.
It made me cry, man.
By the way, Can I just stop for a moment and say thank you very much for calling me back, because I totally didn't expect that. It's just amazing. So,
when I worked for Sky,
yes,
I called people back.
You work for Sky?
I did work for Sky.
I did not know that.
I've had many different jobs.
Jeremy, this is how I see your timeline going. As I understand it, it's go to school.
Yeah.
In Wales, go to Riley's for a bit, go to university when you want to, go back to Riley's for a little bit there, and then come here and be a teacher.
It's a lot more involved.
I don't believe you. The sky is the limit. So I was quite happy, but do you know what has annoyed me? Fucking Wilkinson's.
Oh yeah.
Because like
what have Wilco's done for you?
This is I got a photo of this, but it wasn't a very good photo/video, so I didn't send it to you. But ultimately, Wilco's self-service is total shit. What's happened?
Most are.
Right. You know, if you go to a self-service in a supermarket like Sainsbury's or Tesco's, it's built with the user in mind. It's like, you are a customer, so we're going to make it super easy. So it just, I mean, I know it's still shit, but stay with me. So it goes up there. It says, do you have any bags? Put the bags, bleep the thing, pay the stuff. But in Wilco's, it's the same setup that you would use as a member of staff. So it has a massive board around it telling you how to, and now press this, and now press that. None of it is user-friendly because it was never intended for use by a customer. So it's like, now press start, now then press the bit at the bottom, now do that. So as a result, rather than making themselves some new tills, they just used their old tills and just made a difficult display to put around it. And then it says, at the end, just tap your card. And I'm standing there and there's no card machine. I'm tapping the screen with my card, and I'm tapping the bit with my card, and I'm looking around it, and I'm just tapping the side, and then eventually someone comes over, doing all of that stuff. And where is it? It's at the end of the till, down and round, and on the corner, at the very like 1.5 meters around the corner. So I had to kind of walk down and only realize where it was because some woman came up exasperated. It's there, and I'm just like, don't do an
you
do not do that because it's not fucking obvious.
Was it Harmstone? It sounds like this is the kind of thing that he did.
It was Harmstone. It was just Harmstone standing there like this. A cardboard cutout.
It's like, it's L2, R2, R1, R2. Fucking prick.
God, it's so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It was just...
Is that the worst self-service till you've ever used?
It is, because the other ones have all been great. Have you used the worst one?
Yes. Lidl.
Oh, really?
The ones in Lidl are fucking atrocious.
Oh my God.
Every single thing you scan, you put it on the scale and it's like, inappropriate weight. Unexpected item. I'm like... I tried it twice. I picked up the stuff and just walked over to the checkout and gave up.
If I might say, in Morrison's
ones are shit too.
In Morrison's, it says, if you have any bags, press here. So I press there and it goes, put your bags in the bagging space. I do it. And as soon as I press go, it says, someone is coming to check your bags. And I know that so well now, I just get my bags out, put them there, press the button and fucking just step back.
Yeah.
And I step back and then someone's like, oh, is everything... I'm like, I know how shit your computers are. I'm already ahead of you.
I have had at one point. I went with my backpack. I put my backpack on the thing and did the thing. Waited for the thing, and then she couldn't get it to get past that screen. And she's like, "Oh, could you like put your stuff in your bag afterwards?" No, I'm not going to fucking do that. That's literally the point of this fucking thing. If I was going to put it in my bag afterwards, I'd go and see a person.
I would. That's the
twat.
There's one person at the Sainsbury's in town, and I won't name them because I don't know what their name is. But
that's how that works.
That works. But she is absolutely hopeless. And she came over one time. She's like, she got the little card thing that she bleeped. She's like, oh, because my stuff wasn't working, and she was like, oh, can you just bleep it and put it on the floor and just put it on the floor and then put it in a bag afterwards? Because I can't make it well. I'm like, yeah, I guess I can, right. So I just bleeped it or put it on the floor and then put it into a bag. The whole thing was like 3 more steps. It was the least lean thing ever. It was fucking total shit. Just bag it after. I don't care if people have to wait for me to pack. Asda is better than Co-op, is better than Tesco's, is better than Morrison's. I mean...
I think I haven't done Co-op self-service because... we don't really have one here. Yeah. Asda ones are fine. They're better than they used to be. They were total shit. Tesco's ones are good when they
I've had no problem with the
fucking
Tesco's.
with the Tesco ones. They keep trying to change them. Morrison's are shit.
Do you know?
I love making impatient people wait. I don't even mind waiting. I want to put my bag on the scale and then put the things into the bag as I'm doing it. I really don't think that's fucking much to ask. I want to bag my items as I scan them.
I love making impatient people wait, which is like everyone. They're not. They're just trying to. They're just trying to leave.
Yeah.
They're just trying to. They're just trying
Believe
to
it or
go.
not, they've got better fucking
They
things
don't
to
want
do
to
than being
stay.
a
Nobody
fucking
in the supermarket wants to remain. I wish I'd picked the supermarket Am I the Arsehole one now, because that would have been really good for you.
It's easier if you don't put a bag on the scale. But I've still got to put the fucking item on the fucking scale, haven't I?
And then I have to put it in a bag.
I have to wait until the fuck you.
No. Well, we know what's going in the sea this week. Well, I've got bad news for you on that one.
If you start lifting stuff and putting it back down, it'll scream at you. Well, then be fucking better. Either make the tech work or don't fucking use it.
The tech doesn't work.
Like, just put a fucking bay there that doesn't weigh shit.
I'm super careful. I'm so super careful about this.
Oh, he might steal the thing if we don't have the weight of everything. It's like, if I'm going to steal it, it's already in my fucking pocket and I'm not using the self-service, you fucking bellends. Fuck off. Bag the fucking thing. Don't tell me how I should and shouldn't fucking bag things. Stop being shit.
This is like tech with everything, isn't it? It's just like make the tech slightly shit, and then you have to put up with it and think it's okay when it's not. Fuck that shit.
The fun thing is stuff that's too light, so you have to throw random things onto your bag for the skill set. Yeah.
Somebody used
like sachets of stuff, and you just like it doesn't register it, so you just like. Yep, that worked. Okay, moving on.
I was told one time that like if you got like a cheese twist, like a bakery item, a cheese twist, which is reasonably expensive, you could just use something like a carrot. So a carrot, which is not expensive, you could just kind of like bleep it through as a carrot, because it weighs roughly the same thing. But a cheese twist is probably £1.20, and a carrot is like 10p, I guess. I don't know what the fuck, but anyway.
Yeah.
How much is a carrot these days? £10? I don't know. Cheese twist must be nice. I've not had a cheese twist from there.
That's theft. Yeah, but again, nobody really does that because people are fucking watching, and
it is theft.
And like, if I'm gonna steal a cheese twist, it's in my pocket before I go to the fucking self-service. I'm not stealing things using the self-service. It's fucking ludicrous. Nobody does that.
I like how Mike Harmstone plays the role of Jaeger there.
He totally fucking stands these self-service checkouts. Fuck them.
Someone got done for weighing stuff as carrots. Really? That seems like such a specific piece of information to know. I think that, do you know, one time I went and bought, I just like, the one time I was buying like intimate items from the intimate item section.
Oh, you bet your ass that, especially if they're like security tags, you bet your ass that that's the moment at which like unexpected item in the fucking lube area.
They wanted me to check. Yeah, when you want to get unexpected lube, which was not unexpected to me, that was when they wanted to check whether my five. They come round. They go any 5 items.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I had several bags, and I bought all this stuff, and I'm not really embarrassed by things, but. Then that's when
I don't like other people's embarrassment more than my. I don't give a fuck.
Like
but I don't like oh, he's buying this, and it's like you're embarrassed. I'm not, but that's.
But
weird.
Despite my, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. I'm totally cool. I'm not embarrassed. I was a little bit embarrassed, and I didn't really want to have to go through it. And then they basically needed to get someone to check my shit, and then they all had a bit of a huddle and sent forward.
That's very intimate service. That is.
They did. They sent forth the prettiest girl they could find to root through my lube bag. And I was like, oh, really? Unless she says lube, that sounds adventurous, maybe we should go out sometime, then I'd be fine with that. Any other suggestion was unacceptable.
So what she does is, she's like, the first thing she picks out from the 5 is the lube, and she scans the lube. And then she roots through another bag and finds a cucumber and scans that. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then staying in the same bag,
yes,
she finds an aubergine.
Yes.
She's getting better and better.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And
Then some.
And then she told me when she finished work.
Some Tabasco.
Wonderful. Oh, to the Tabasco. Yeah, just on the tip. Just a little on the tip. It was weird, but
sounds like a good night.
Oh, it was a great night. So I think, and that seems like a suitable conclusion to the segment we like to call "This Is Happening." It did happen. It was all happening.
It happened for a long time.
Oh, it did.
And we digressed a lot. You got me riled up.
Yeah.
I haven't been that ranty in a long time. But
yes,
I'm very excited about the next segment.
Are you?
For various reasons. So
yes,
let's crack straight on.
Is this the going viral segment, by the way?
Yes. Good,
because is there a time for me to... How long have you stretched it out to now? Is there time for me to go and get my wine? Shall I go now while I'm talking?
I've never seen him be so fucking rapid in my life.
That was good. That was good.
That was like a ninja. Like a ninja. What you were basically asking me was, how long is the sting? In an accurate amount of seconds, could you enlighten me as to the length of the going viral sting?
I didn't realise you pressed...
Is it 8 seconds?
I got back!
Is it 6 seconds?
I got back.
So like, as he's just chatting bullshit, I'm like...
I didn't know. Hannah...
Go and fucking run.
Your uncle is a professional, all I can say. I'm going to go and put it back in. That was... It's like... That was super slick, thank you, Duncan. What it looked like is, like I said, how long have I got? And then the next time you saw me, I just had a bottle in my hand. If only that would be a superpower I'd be down with.
Right, anyway, this is Going Viral.
Yes.
The segment in which we look at things that have gone viral in this week. And boy, did we have something especially viral this week. Unless you have been living under a rock, or perhaps in another country.
Yes.
You will have heard the debacle of Catterpillar Cakes.
Oh, I thought you were going to go to the Super League there, but anyway.
Oh, that's a debacle as well, but there's not much humour in that.
No, there's nothing.
There's very little humour.
It was kind of funny. Yes, the debacle involving Caterpillar Cakes. Now, my boss mentioned this, and I tried to play it super cool and pretended like I didn't know what she was talking about, which was easy to do because I didn't get the finer points.
Because you actually didn't know what
Correct, I didn't know, but I understood there was some sort of little M&S thing. Perhaps you're going to explain.
I am. I've got a little preamble
points,
for anybody.
Preamble.
No, it's Aldi.
Oh.
So, yeah. I've got a little preamble for anybody that isn't familiar.
Please do.
I don't know how you exist in this world if you don't know, but anyway.
I won't interrupt you. I'm going to drink.
Marks & Spencer has launched a legal campaign against Aldi over the discounter's copycat version of its Colin the Caterpillar Cake. The posh supermarket is arguing the similarity of Aldi's Cuthbert the Caterpillar Cake and leads customers to believe they're of the same standard. The trademark infringement claim, lodged with the High Court this week, claims Aldi has benefited from M&S's reputation of the product. Aldi launched its Caterpillar Cake in 2019 for £4.99, while M&S,
how much is theirs?
unsurprisingly, charges a pricier.
Can I... Oh, no, you're going to say 6 though. I don't know what you're going to say. I was going to say it's like you mean $10.99 or some shit because it's always expensive M&S. Sorry, Karen.
£7.
Wow, God.
M&S now wants Aldi to remove the product from sale and agree not to sell anything similar in the future. It launched Colin the Caterpillar, it being M&S,
into the sun
around 30 years ago, and the design has been largely unchanged since 2004.
I mean, it's a fucking caterpillar.
The only exception is during seasonal events such as Halloween, Christmas and Easter, when M&S launches temporary new designs. Just like Colin, Cuthbert is made with chocolate sponge cake filled with chocolate buttercream. And it also comes with a white chocolate face. A fancy Swiss roll, exactly. M&S has 3 trademarks relating to Colin, which the retailer believes has made Colin a distinctive character and reputation.
Does it know... By the way, a couple of things happen. If this leads to a baked beans on a caterpillar cake, consider me unfollowed. By the way, I'm gonna spoil you now. It will not do that. That won't happen today. But had I known you were doing that, it absolutely fucking would have done. Maybe next week.
Stay tuned, because I do have something that is right up your street, Alex.
Can I just say at this point,
stay tuned for that.
Do we know what the 3 trademarks are? And also something I thought, which is also what Hannah thought, which is, doesn't every supermarket...
They do, and every supermarket has joined in on the banter of this whole thing and have thrown in their they Caterpillar Cake into the thing. But when you look at them all,
Yes.
only the M&S and the Aldi one look the same.
Right.
They are.
So they
are different kind of sub-species of caterpillar from the other supermarkets.
So from like when Tesco's ones emerged, M&S went, "No, it's not. We're not going to get that one." And then when the other ones emerged, no, I'm not going to. From their cocoon, potentially a chocolate cocoon.
Well, if they emerge from the cocoon, they're no longer a caterpillar, so not a.
Always with the science, I love it. You just like spending too much time around carrots. But you're quite right. Maybe when they emerge from the cocoon, maybe there'll be a chocolate butterfly. That would be brilliant. But evidently, all the other ones.
That's
clearly,
what they should do. That's how Audi win this.
Yeah. That would be amazing. But clearly, those other ones were not sufficiently close as to warrant a lawsuit, or they tried the lawsuit, and at some point when they're trying to put the case together, they realised it wasn't a case to answer. It does make me interested into what those finer points were that made them think that Aldi's had triggered that, where the other ones had not. I have read about this.
You may be able to discern that slightly.
Oh, really?
In the video that I'm about to play. But
there's a video!
There are two.
Oh my god, I love it.
Obviously,
they have the same face. Oh, okay.
In addition to the kind of memeability of this from the other supermarkets and getting involved and taking the piss out of M&S for being such petty wankers, there have been many homegrown memes, you could say.
Let's do it.
This one ties in another meme that we have chatted about previously on this show.
Let's see it.
No authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
She's just kicked him out. No, she's kicked him out. Don't. She's kicked him out. Don't.
This is a meeting called by two councillors.
Illegally?
They now elect a chairman.
No, they can't because the vice chair's here. I take charge. Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them.
What is that riffing on? Because I couldn't quite hear it. I don't know what that's. But I loved it. By the way, some of those do not look the same. Some of them just look a fucking log. That orange
absolutely.
face one.
Yeah.
That's probably where
some of them do look very different.
Yeah.
But that was riffing on the Jackie Weaver council meeting that was run on Zoom.
Oh, okay. Right.
And it's a thing. Look it up.
I love it.
It was fun. And didn't realise Caterpillar Cakes were a thing. I want one now.
By the way, Aldi have played a blinder on social media here. I heard that too. I heard Aldi have really made hay while the sun shone.
They have. They've been a bit cheeky about it, actually, and I'm not sure that they're going to get away with it when it actually comes to court action. But they have made M&S look like hoity-toity, stuck up their own arse dickheads.
I want to see more about this now,
which
then.
is fairly accurate.
Hey, Dave Dog. We live in a country where more legal action is taken over cake than things that matter. And football, Els 93. I don't know who Els 93 is, but you're very welcome.
I don't either.
Welcome in. Jinx.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Why don't they just stick a branch up its arse and call it colon the caterpillar? I think they're still trying to make it an appetising product.
What I will say is that I've never eaten a Colin the caterpillar. Colin the catapult? That's a whole different thing. That was that first draft. But I think it would be quite good. Presumably Cuthbert is also equally tasty. Maybe we should buy both and taste them.
Well, I was thinking we could do a little taste test.
Maybe I'll bring them all in.
Unfortunately, I'm on a strict diet now, so you'll have to eat them all.
I don't really want to do that either. Maybe we could bring in another person
to eat all the things.
Yeah, it seems like a job for Captain Brilliant. He'll come around anyway. Yes, welcome in Els. It's gone too far. Els 23.
I think so.
Very pleased to have you here. I'm Alex. This is Jeremy. We're ranting about bullshit, and in this case, Caterpillar Cakes. And you're right. There's a lot of things. I love how in the news this week, the government was more worried about football than they are about, I don't know, all the other shit that's going on. The NHS, pandemic,
I think it's more that
the poverty, children's meals.
They were interested in the things that deflect from how shit a job they're doing in running this country and have done for the last 10 years?
So
11
yeah.
years. But yeah,
but
that's not all.
That's not all.
That's all.
There's
the
more.
There's more. And this you're really, really going to appreciate. And I've pumped up the volume a little bit for it, so hopefully it won't reverb back through the mic too much. But this is a top quality Cuthbert meme if I've pressed the right buttons.
Do it.
Here we go.
How does an own brand round cake baked in the shape of an insect dropped in the middle of a few of Aldi's aisles start trending and defending sending for justice meanwhile go on to face an earth-shattering trial? Well, the word got around, said this insect's an invader. Twitter had its say and then back, this guy is our savior. Drop your call in, cause you reached the downfall of his reign, and the world now knows this cake's name. What's your name, man? Cuthbert Caterpillar Cake. My name is Cuthbert Caterpillar Cake. And now I'm involved in a legal case, but I'm just a cake. Just a cake. Cuthbert Caterpillar Cake. Cuthbert Caterpillar Cake. We are waiting in the stores for you. Waiting in the stores for you. Will the nation choose you? Or Marks and Spencer food like Percy Pigs?
Oh my god, that's the greatest. You did not disappoint. That was it. I can't imagine what it was like to be you for like the last 30 seconds before that. That was the best. I wanted to laugh so much, but I just had to shut up because I didn't want to.
Karis has been waiting even longer because she sent it to me.
Oh my
She was
God.
like, oh my god, look at this.
This is
And
the
I'm like,
greatest thing we've ever seen. Oh my god, how good was that? All I want to do now is do fake things with that mute. Why am I not just doing that for everything I can possibly find?
You should just do Hamilton parodies for absolutely
For the rest of
everything.
my life.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the greatest thing. I bloody love that song, as unsurprisingly as part of Hamilton. But I do really like that. And I love how they got everyone in. There's no part of that as a Hamilton fan that I don't fucking love.
That guy was good. And if I did do the talk and tick, I would follow him. But I don't, so I won't. I'll just steal his shit.
I think there was a point where I wanted him to say cake and he didn't, but it didn't matter. That was fucking incredible. That was so good. That was so good. Well researched. Really enjoyed that. Oh my god, I don't even know what to say. That was so funny.
Well, if that wasn't enough going viral for you, last week
Yes.
we delved into some weird and wonderful wacky foods from
Oh my
around
God,
the
did
world.
we
And
really
this
did.
week, I've got some more.
We're doing it
Are
again.
you ready for some more disgusting, potentially amazing foods?
Yes. Let's dive in.
So our first offering this week
Offering.
is blood platter from Sweden and Finland. Similar to a black pudding, blood platter is a thinner and crispier version made by whipping pork blood with milk, flour and seasoning cooked in a frying pan. Basically, these are blood pancakes.
I'd eat it. I think I'd be fine with that. She didn't throw away her shot. I love it. By the way, just before we move on from that, I saw that Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote Hamilton, was advertising the fact that it had a Broadway-only vaccine centre, and the fact that he didn't say you shouldn't throw away your shot just blows my fucking mind, frankly. But anyway, it's true. It's like because they want to get Broadway back on its feet, so they did a Broadway-only vaccine place, and he was introducing it. And they didn't say that fucking shit. Unbelievable. Whipping pork blood. This seems like a bit like a flat haggis or a flat blood pudding.
Flaggis.
Yes, a flaggis.
No, it's more like a black pudding.
Yeah,
but
more like a black pudding.
I think it's less dense and more mixed with the flour.
Oh, that looks fine to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to rush to it, but
No, I wouldn't. I mean, it's like if we were travelling the entire of America, searching out America's best food. I know this is Scandinavian, and there's Philly cheesesteaks, and there's kind of like Juicy Lucy burgers, and all these wonderful things which we would make a beeline for. In the world's food stakes, is probably not one you would run to.
I mean, I think I would have to have it as part of a wider meal. I wouldn't just have, a stack of blood platter.
I've eaten black pudding, so why not? I agree, Goblin. Blood platter and beans, Alex. Yeah, the very same blood platter doesn't sound very Scandinavian. It makes me sound northern. It makes me sound like that Harmstone chap.
Blood platter.
Blood platter.
Have a bit of blood platter.
No beans though. I bloody love baked beans.
What the fuck
There's
is
the problem with that. You've noticed that it doesn't really matter. I probably would eat that. I probably haven't a problem with that
Cool.
at all.
Okay. There it is.
But
Next
a lot of
then.
people here aren't happy with it. Blurg.
Bleh.
Bleh.
Next then
What's next?
is Cox Combs from Italy and France. These red fleshy parts
The coxcomb.
of a rooster's head are enjoyed as a garnish or with additional or with additional ingredients for sauces.
Rooster's not going to be happy about this one. Literally, Cox Comb is the word for it. They haven't messed around with that. I don't like the look of that. I would not want to eat that.
I mean, you can have it in various forms. This is obviously grilled and as a kebab kind of style.
Yes.
I'm wondering what the consistency is.
It just looks like... Sometimes when you look at these things, do you know when people talk to you about, like pig's trotters? People say, I'll go out and have some pig's trotters. That just sounds like bone and bone. Why would anyone want pig's trotters? In a similar way, this just looks like gristly head. Why would you want to have that?
I mean, the more you kind of cook it, maybe it, I don't know, turns into kind of like a jerky or a...
Looks like something Neelix would serve up. I know. I do love the fact that Neelix just constantly serves up stuff which is ultimately bollocks, but just consistently does it the whole time.
With a bit of viola root on the side.
Oh, yeah. Baked beans are gross. I'd rather eat caterpillars. That blows my mind, Tamsnaki. I mean, I love baked beans. I think baked beans are a steak. Who doesn't like baked beans? Are you the only one? You can't be the only one, but it strikes me as one of those kind of ubiquitous things that everyone loves. Well, Gristly Head is a good episode title.
It's already got a title.
Gristly Head.
That's pretty good.
Baked beans are boring. Yeah, but are they? I mean, okay,
yeah,
fine.
But boring and there's not liking them.
I mean, okay, counterpoint then. What's an interesting food? Because steak's kind of boring, but we love it. I mean, there's nothing much to steak, is it? What is the most interesting food? I don't like baked beans either. Mate,
yeah, but you're American. You don't count.
Yeah.
Americans don't.
Plus, we're going to turn you into one of those Cox Combs in a minute.
Don't know how to do baked beans properly anyway, so...
Tamsnaki doesn't like milk either. Milk? Fuck me. Cox Comb looks pretty interesting.
Thank you for bringing it back to the point, Nova. That's why you're here. Yeah, what do you think? You eat it?
No. I mean, if it looks like... Because it just looks like the gristly head of a rooster. If it was actually like a chicken nugget. Because you see the second one down does look a bit like a satay stick. Or satay stick if you're Captain Brilliant. But it does look a bit, like a peanut butter, I know what you mean. Yeah, it looks like that. If it tastes like that, I'll be fine with it. But I reckon it's just going to be just like...
The fact that it's browned out on the edges and it does look like it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Caramelised quite nicely.
Yeah.
I'll probably give it a go.
Actually, it does look quite tasty, but I reckon when I bite into it, like, you got the bony head. And I'm like, is it not just... Do you know those times when you go
it's just cartilage probably, isn't it?
That's what I'm talking about. I don't want cartilage in my mouth.
It's not bone.
No.
And if you cook it,
is it not similar?
Softens out.
Oh, does it? I mean, you know a lot about cartilage. I don't know so much. Do you know when you go to a buffet and as a kid you pick up a chicken nugget, thinking it's going to be a chicken
looks
nugget,
like burnt ear cartilage,
and it isn't a chicken nugget; it's a fish nugget, and you're like, I have a chicken nugget, and there's fish in your mouth, and you're like,
fish nuggets are fine.
Yeah, but they're fine. But
white fish are fine. It's fine.
But when you don't expect that.
I've had chicken feet. Oh, okay.
This is what I'm talking about. A foot is like just a bony piece of foot.
I'm not into bone type stuff. But did you eat it like a chicken wing type thing? Just like
Tamsnaki says
the meat off it. Is that how that worked?
I could eat pineapple all day long with salt and pepper. Why would you put salt and Tamsnaki's
weird. What? Salt and pepper on a pineapple?
No, she means with salt and pepper. The band.
Oh, okay.
She means she could eat pineapple all day long.
Basically skin on bone, yeah. Okay.
She could push it real good. That's what she means.
She certainly is pushing.
Salt and pepper's here.
Anyway,
on we bloodily stumble.
If it's in front of us, we'll try it. We're not going to seek it out.
If it's the consistency I want it to be, I'm down with it.
Okay, I'll pre-taste it for you and let you know. Crocodile.
Man, they didn't mess around with that one, did they?
This is a crocodile on a spit roast, but you can get it in various different forms. Popular in Australia, Southeast Asia, and Africa. It contains high protein and low fat. Taste may differ depending on how you cook it.
What I love,
fried, etc.
Can I just say, last week, Jez, you brought through loads of things which had strange names, like that ice cream shit and all the other stuff.
Yeah,
and they all had crazy fucking and whatever, and they had crazy names. This week it's just like crocodile. There's no ambiguity about the crocodile. Neither is the picture ambiguous at all. They haven't dressed that up at all. That's come out of a fucking bayou 5 minutes ago, and they put it on a pole. I love this so much. I have actually had a crocodile steak, I think, but back in the old Chambers days of Steakorama. They didn't call it that. Steakapalooza.
You did mention that, yeah.
It's pronounced crocodile. Yeah, they need an acute at the end of that shit. My Greek friends rave about turkey neck. They all argue and fight over who gets it. Maybe Tamzaki can explain what on earth those Greeks are on about. Way! I don't know what the way was for, but I love it. Don't eat birds. Do you eat anything, Tamzaki? When we hang out, Tamsin, what are we going to eat together? Do you eat pizza? What does she eat?
Probably pineapple on pizza.
I can't imagine.
I like pineapple on pizza. Just to throw that controversial statement out there and then not address it any further.
Chaos makes a good point.
Spit roasting a crocodile sounds like a dangerous pastime, especially if you're at the front.
I mean
if from behind is probably not that great either. If you shove a large pointy rod up a crocodile's ass, it's probably going to bring its face round to you pretty sharpish.
Talk about a danger blow job. Like if you could... veggie pizza. Oh my god, Tamsin, I hope in our future very soon we have pizza together, but you can have your veggie pizza and I'll have my meat pizza, and that's
trip cheese on a hill.
Will likes pineapple on pizza. Starting to question his marriage.
I like pineapple on pizza, yeah.
Well, if you are, I'll send you a little picture, no worries.
I mean, I don't understand why people find it so offensive. Like, if you don't like it, don't have it.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
I'll have it. It's a bit like gherkins. Like, just give them to Alex.
Yeah, do give them to me. I bloody love them. So, would you eat crocodile?
I probably would.
I would.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this.
I think I would need more specificity as to where the cut is coming from on the crocodile. But in the same way, like, I will only eat certain cuts of pork. Like, I'm not going to eat a crocodile trotter or whatever.
This is what I'm talking about.
Called. What's a foot called on a crocodile even? This hasn't even got feet. Look at it.
Well, it has crocodile shoes, though.
Oh!
Now we started. Oh, dear. One in a row.
Claw. There's a claw.
Invasion
Pizza is fancy
McMikey.
cheese on toast, guys. Yeah, and ain't cheese on toast fucking fantastic too?
Pizza is fancy cheese on toast. I mean, I like it all. I do. I love it all. Well, I tried crocodile. Goblin is very, very, very up for trying.
Very willing for trying the exotic foods.
Yes. I have to say, for me, it's like insects and shit. I don't want to eat an insect. I just don't want to eat an insect. I don't want an insect. Alex, I have good news for you. Ronnie O'Sullivan is being knocked out of the World Championship right now. That is excellent news. I don't like Ronnie O'Sullivan, so I'm very pleased. Claw and order! See, all my puns are coming home to roost.
Thank you for getting there,
Like a Cox
Hannah.
Combs.
You beat Jaeger to it. It's normally Jaeger's job. I've gone to my iPad now, by the way.
I know, because when you get to Invasion McMikey, Mikey, my friend, that's when I know when you go onto your iPad because you stop being Surak. Man of two names. I love it.
You know you can just log into one account on both, right? But anyway, next up...
I'm just pleased.
I'm just...
Mike Masters here.
Put both on.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's have two views.
Love it.
Onwards.
So wait. Snooker is nap. Oh my god. Chaos says snooker is nap. Duncan? What are you going to say to that? Anyway, sorry, that's what I wanted to say.
This has basically turned into the triggering Duncan stream.
And why not?
Yeah. I'm all for that. Next up is Muktuk.
Nope.
Do you know what this is?
I just don't want it. Please carry on.
Okay.
This is the best one. No, see, hamsters the same. Like, carry on.
Muktuk is skin and blubber of the bowhead whale that is sliced, salted, and eaten raw. The taste could be similar to fresh coconut or fried eggs. Note it says could.
Good. I didn't have anything
It's very
better.
non-committal.
That does look horrifying, Goblin.
From Greenland, if that wasn't fairly obvious. Someone's stealing your bin.
Hold on, wait. That did sound like a... Oh, God, I can't put my foot down. Ah!
What the hell? His leg's gone to sleep.
My leg went to sleep and I couldn't... Oh, no. Someone came in. I didn't see who it was. Shit. I'm going to fall over. This is what happens. Oh, I've got to sit back down again. Right. Oh, my goodness. I saw a woman at my bins. She looked like the downstairs neighbour. What was she doing out there? Probably legitimately putting something in the bin. Right. Let me get my foot back into...
It's the roof man. Yeah, he's back.
That roof. Hey, I've not seen that roof guy since fucking hell. Anyway, let's not get off track. That looks fucking horrible. From the word go, I agree with Mike. I don't like. You couldn't tuck into that. You couldn't muck tuck into that.
I see what you did there. It's used as chewing gum in Inuit communities. I could see it as a chewing gum. That would work. I don't think I would want to swallow
Use
it.
as chewing gum. Has Wrigley's not set up something in the Eskimo land? Who would eat this on porpoise? Can taste like fresh coconut or fried eggs. Pretty sure they taste very different.
That's a fair point, actually.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Fried eggs are lovely. Well, I'm not against coconut.
I don't like coconut.
I'm not a huge fan, but I'd eat it.
If somebody told me, hey, fried egg, might taste like coconut today, I'm like, I'll
pass, thanks.
It's all good.
I know that the patients used to call the hospital food trolley the muck truck. Really? Here comes the muck truck. Here comes the muck truck. This is all making me feel funny. Sounds horrible. This one, by the way, you know that app or that page called Rate My Plate?
Yes.
This does properly look like a Rate My Plate, where like they couldn't even make. Already, by the way, this muck tuck is horrible and shitty. Can we at least make it presentable? And they went, no. I like fried egg. Yeah, speaking for the voice of the people, there you go. I have to say, with the exception of Tamsinaki, we all love a fried egg.
Am I presentable?
It's just like, I thought...
it's the muck tuck who is wrong.
It blows my mind. I'm like, man, he sounds just like the guy in The Sting. By which I mean the Sting we have and not the Paul Newman. And,
Woo! It's showtime, folks!
Anyway,
once again, we went to different stages.
I just went for a kind of a relentless callback to NWO. I want to tie muck tuck now. I think you might be on your own.
Yeah, I'm not.
What do you think?
I don't think so.
I'm not a fan of that. Why is there bits of black on it?
That's the skin. It's literally just like carved off the outside. It's the skin and then the
Oh, I see. So that's like the top bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That looks fucking...
So obviously they're quite thick-skinned.
Horrible. I'll happily be on my own. But hey, by the way...
Tuck can get in the seat, and it can't. That's where it came from.
I have to say, Jaeger,
You can't put it back.
I have total respect for that. It's like, everyone else doesn't like it. He's like, still doing it. I dig that so much. But you can be the one to tell us what it's like. Muck tuck can get in the seat. But I would sniff it. If it is coconutty and not eggy, I will try it. Sniff it real good, salt and pepper.
It's literally the fat from oil.
And when we eat fat in other situations, and we don't have a problem with the fat on bacon, you know. So
no, but I mean, some people won't eat the fat on things.
No,
like if you get a particularly fatty like pork,
cut,
what's the word I'm looking
as
for?
it were, like I know what you're saying, cutlet or something.
Yeah, people eat crackling, but then there's also sometimes a thick layer of fat underneath the crackling.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
I'm not a big fan of that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't eat the bacon fat. We get lean bacon, must be nice, etc. I'm with you. I also get that.
Anyway, onwards.
On we go.
This is shirako.
Okay.
From Japan.
So far, so good.
If you have caviar or female fish eggs, then you can try out a male fish's sperm sacs, aka shirako.
I think we may have jumped the shark on this one.
Jump the shark.
Jump the shark.
Now the sauce.
How big is that?
Lovely.
Yes, the sauce does look.
It's going to be like one of those little serving dishes like they have.
Oh yeah, that looks like a hoisin, or a jus worthy of the singer. I'm
all for I'm against this. What's the difference, Jaeger? Both from the sea.
About 5 bank accounts, 3 houses, and 2 vehicles. How big is... So what is this? This is a fish...
Sperm sac.
But how big is that? Because, I mean...
how big is a fish's bollock?
Well, yeah, I mean, a fish is like that long, so the bollock can only be like that big, right? I mean, that's like a size of a fucking M&M, right?
Whale is fat. This is cum. Pass.
It's not cum.
It's not. It might be cum inside it.
Yeah.
I don't know how the biology of a fish works.
It might have gone. It's just
in advance.
I mean, it's possible if you were to have a bull's testicles, there might not be sperm in it. It might just
time,
be,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I should admit to eating this, but of course I did at a staff party. Tom, what did you think? You're the one. You can tell us what you thought of it.
Of course, yeah. You're a Japanese.
Yeah, he
visitor.
taught in Japan for several years. So now, in my defence, never eating caviar. Okay, so tell us, Tom, what you think of this, or if it made an impression at all. And those nuts look saucy. They're just so good for anyone.
Those were not my words, but anyway. Only if you were starving in a desert, possibly, and then starvation sounds better.
You were in a desert and you got offered this.
Not many fish in a desert, though, says Tamsin.
Plenty of fish in the not desert.
Point. Please don't say it was nutty. Salty.
Your father, professional ball muncher. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
So yeah, would you?
I don't really like the look of it. I don't like fishy things, so I would probably say no. But if we were sitting around at a table, I could probably be convinced. I'll go on try it, but I don't know that I really. I don't even like. Look at the one that's in the bottom right, just above the S. That just looks like the texture of it, the folds of it. It looks bloody obvious, bloody awful.
You were on board until I told you it was a sperm sac.
Ah, yeah, maybe. I don't like. The thing is, it's not the sperm that I have a problem with. Don't clip this just so it says it's not the sperm I have a problem with. But I think it looks like dumplings, right? I think that looks like gyoza. And I love a gyoza. Like a dumpling, that looks fine. But the moment you say it's fishy, it'd be like having a fishy gyoza, and I don't want that. I want meat.
I mean, fishy is kind of par for the course with Japanese cuisine.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
There's fish all over the place.
But like, it's the fish that put. Let me say this: it's the fish that puts me off, not the fact that it might be the testicles of a fish. It's just its fishy nature. Like I don't really want to eat salmon either. So like, that's where it stands on that. Looks like fusilli. Oh, yeah, maybe it won't be so bad. Why are they curly and folded? I mean,
open up your bollock, find out.
Yeah, have a look. Plot twist: when it comes to Scirocco, you don't get a choice. You're forced to eat it. Alex should eat kangaroo testicles. Man, I'm eating all this fucking crazy shit. Like, everyone's getting on board with it. It's not terrible. It's just like, I bet you I'll eat it, and it'll be just like fishy, and I don't really like fishy. I don't want shrimp, herring, but if you name a fish, unless it's basically cod, I probably won't want it. Sammy the Scrotum. Yeah, where the fuck is the Aldi version of this shit? I am, unsurprisingly, of the opposite opinion to Alex. Fish, good. Sperm, not so good. Just so many jokes, Jeremy. I just don't know what. I don't know what to say.
Okay, 2 left.
Okay. Oh, everyone's gonna say fuck this shit.
Clues in the name.
There's no one on the chat that is gonna say yes to this shit.
Cambodia. These hairy creatures can be at least worth the try. For inside they are thought to taste like spare ribs, with the expected spider eggs and excrement inside too.
Goblin Tea Power. I'm with Tamsanaki. Sorry, just going back on the chat. I'm with Tamsanaki. What, on the fish? Yes. Sperm no. Huh. Next week on Don't Get Me Started, Alex sucks his own cock. Well, I mean, much as that would be a delight for everyone. I think the terms of service. We have a problem with that one.
I'd try a leg. Yeah, you can avoid the part that's going to have the shit in.
Spider can move right along. No.
Yeah, I don't want any part of spider, literally and figuratively. Just leave that alone. Yeah. When you bite into them,
they pop. Jinx.
Spare ribs, I call bullshit. Yeah, and there's not much.
Just have spare ribs. When people say this is a bit like an egg, I'll eat an egg. It's a bit like spare ribs. I'll have spare ribs. I don't need to eat this other shit. Why do they keep saying it's a bit like? It's a shitty, horrible, dark, disgusting version of something you really like.
Because they've got a fuckload of tarantulas in Cambodia, not so many cows, and pigs.
I see. Aren't we glad we?
Sorry to take all the humour out of it and like smash you in the face with
bats.
Common sense, but
yeah, but I mean, oh my god, it does look bloody horrible. Oh, that looks horrible.
Well,
I don't like insects and shit.
No, you don't. But hold that thought, because I've saved the best till last.
In the words of Desiree, sometimes the snow comes down in June. Is it her? I don't know. Anyway, just when you thought that chance had passed, you've got
the next
save the
item
best
is
to last.
Barbecue Desiree. No, it is not.
Good news. This is an insect. I knew you'd say something. I knew you'd say that. I know it's an. I just. Oh my god.
Tongji Dan from China.
Easy for you to say.
These eggs are boiled in the urine of virgin boys.
Oh, shut your mouth!
Preferably under the age of 10.
It was so awful, you made me catchphrase the intro, and I didn't even notice I was doing it. Oh, no, I'll have the tarantulas. This is one of those games where you have to like pick a point to stop, right? You have to eat something, and you keep pushing like, no, I won't. Hopefully there'll be something else better. Oh my god. These are yummy! Ashley turns in at the right time. That's how I like my eggs, covered in piss.
Yeah. Notice the specificity of the urine.
Well
it needs to be the urine of virgin boys. And they like them to be under 10 because I guess they're,
I would hope
they're
they're all,
hedging
I
their,
hope they're all
hedging
virgin
their
under...
bets there. They're like, 9-year-old turns up. Hey, thanks for providing your urine for our culinary feast. One quick question. Have you had sex? Yes. Okay, then get the fuck out of here.
Imagine someone at a restaurant is like, these don't taste quite right. Are you sure they were virgins? Oh my god, what that restaurant might... Piss seems less bad than fried spider. I have to say, I mean, it's
I'm not with you there.
I'll
chow down on those tarantulas before I eat little boy piss eggs.
Don't say it like that. It's just fucking horrible. I might have actually drunk some of the urine of young boys, but not on purpose, and still no. I don't even know what. I don't even know. I can't stop fucking. You ain't satisfied with that.
And so these eggs, okay, are floating right now. So we are actually looking at the urine of a virgin Chinese boy.
So here's the thing. Do they get them to bring them in and just piss in there? How do you get hold of that stuff? How do you obtain it? There's not a shop you can go and get it from. Do they have to just source the boys and get them to piss in a pot?
Black market boy wee.
Oh my god, this is just so fucking awful. Younger brothers are the worst. That's quite funny. Oh my god, I don't even know, what kind of eggs are they?
The regular eggs.
Oh, the regular eggs.
Yeah. Like I did see some other pictures, and you can Google it if you dare.
I don't.
Showing you the inside of the egg, and it does create a rather weird consistency to the inside of the egg.
Really? What the fact that they boil them in piss makes a difference to the interior of the... It doesn't just look like an egg.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, the ammonia or I don't know.
Little cute girl coming in with the slogan of the century. It's good, but it's not piss. This definitely sounds like the product of a prank. At what point did they go like, these... Do you know what? These eggs, boiled eggs regularly, are not cutting it.
It is a specific delicacy in, ironically named, Dongyang in China. Ammonia, what have you been eating? Oh no, that's cat piss. Never mind.
This comes to the point. You remember when we were
science.
talking about how people come to decisions about how they do these things, like when murdering couples decide they both want to be murderers. You know, like Fred and Rosemary West went, do you want to? You want to kill? I want to kill. At what point did someone goes,
I'm bored of these eggs.
Regular water isn't cutting it for me anymore. Do you want to put them in red wine? Sounds a little bit highfalutin for my taste. What were you suggesting? I was thinking piss. Right, I'll piss in it right now. What the fuck?
No.
What are you doing? You're too old for this. You're a 44-year-old man. Your piss isn't going to make this the way I want it. Well, what are you thinking about? I'm thinking of...
Jimmy, get your ass
Get
over
your
here.
ass over here.
Get your cock out. Piss in the
in
pot.
here.
We need some eggs.
Yeah. Wait, Jimmy, have you had sex? No. On you go. How is this conversation? That is what happens, by the way, and scene. Alright? That is what happened. And they were totally cool with it. Nobody questioned it.
I had a blowjob once. Whoa! You get the fuck away from my eggs.
Yeah. This is a responsible establishment. Maybe it was an accident. So many of these things are happy accidents. But I just don't know which point.
And then I pissed on my eggs.
And then
while I was 9.
You were just like, you'd gone to the shop with some eggs, and on your way back, you went back with your child, maybe, and you said, hold on to the eggs, and you were at a urinal, and he just rested them in the urinal, and then pissed on... How? It's not a happy accident. This cannot be... This has to be by design. There's no way this... This isn't like when they invented penicillin, and something flew in, and just landed in the petri dish, and then they found penicillin. This was by design.
This is a very interesting penicillin story, not one I've heard before, but carry on.
Yeah, is that not how penicillin... Someone in science knows this. The window was open, the stuff flew through the window, it landed in the petri dish, and then they discovered antibiotics or whatever. And they came back and he went, oh, there isn't. Like, scientific discoveries by accident. This is not by accident. They went out their way.
It's less penicillin, more penicillin.
Bam, love it. Oh, dear. This is fucking disgusting. And
so is that a no?
That is a no. Do you know what? I'm going to say now, no. I'm going to say nothing in piss of any age. Or
any species.
Oh, yes.
I just don't need... I don't need that piss in my
Get
life.
the piss out. Get the piss. The piss can be in my tent, but it can't be in my food.
You had the piss tent, did you?
I did.
Unlucky.
I did.
And that, my friends, was going viral. Enjoy this thing again.
Man, I had so much time to go and get my wine.
You did.
But I kind of just wanted to watch it to see how long it was. What on earth are we going to eat together if you won't eat piss, Alex? Well, you don't like... I can't do it. She seems like such a lovely lady. I can't do it. I've never met Tamsin in my life, but I feel like I'm on unsteady ground saying what I was about to say. So, anyway... Even beans in piss. I do like beans. No, wait, no. Don't kind of lull me in, Chaos, with beans. I do bloody love beans. Wait, I missed the sting. Play it again.
There you go. Just for you, Tom.
Cheers, Tom. Tom, you can't say he's not a team player. Cheers. And he hates that as well. What about tarantulas and beans? That would certainly... beans make everything better. So
I think...
Yes.
As we barrel on through...
We do.
...to a conclusion. I haven't actually put the fucking schedule in.
I have to say, I'm really enjoying this episode. I hope you guys are as well.
The schedule's wrong anyway, I've just realised, because it's pre-cancelled this 12-hour stream, but there you go.
I did. I had a 12-hour stream tomorrow, but with all this bullshit with the fucking internet, I didn't want that going down 5 times. So we're going to just do tomorrow, 7:30, World Cup of 80s action movies. Well, it'd be fine for all of us. It'd be perfectly fine.
And I don't think there's a whole lot else on tomorrow either, if I'm remembering correctly. Reese, Duff and I are back for Formula E tomorrow daytime. I think that's at around 1 or 2.
Okay. Oh, Formula E tomorrow?
Formula E.
Oh, really? I enjoyed the Formula E.
Yeah, it's cracking, and it's free to air, and you can watch along with us. So come in. It's a lot of fun. If I'm forgetting anybody else, I apologise.
What time is the Formula E tomorrow?
I want to say 1-ish. Saturdays is on the BBC Jaeger, and Sundays is on Quest. Both free in the UK.
The thing that made me really happy about that is that whilst I'm not a massive racing fan, definitely not an F1 fan, the fact that I could watch along with it, I was instantly more interested, and I really wanted to learn about it because I like sports in general. So the fact that
there's a lot more competition in this, if I may say so, than F1, because the cars aren't, quite as
fast.
I guess.
I mean, surely an electric car can't go as
reliable. I want to say.
What I'm interested is that do people just not know how to? I'm going to get into it right now, but you can do. The thing that blows my mind is that this Formula E thing, because they're electric cars, they can boost, right, like a Mario Kart boost. So they have 3 boosts a fucking thing, or however many they have, and that just blows my mind that they can do. That is amazing.
It's a lot of fun. We enjoyed it a whole hell of a lot more than we expected. Tune in tomorrow, and if you've never watched before, watch along with us and enjoy it along with us. We'll help you with all the knowledge you need.
But yes, that, and at 7:30 tomorrow we'll do the 80s knockout thing. We'll have a bit of a laugh.
And a couple of sci-fi movies in there for good measure.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe one of them will win.
I doubt it. I've got a lot of channel points.
Now, yeah, right. I've got loads for your stream. When you do something like this, I've got like 47,000. I just never use them. Someone's doing well. What do you want to do? Are we at this point?
We are.
Oh my goodness. We've basically done two things.
Yeah.
So we're not throwing anything in the sea.
No, not this week because I didn't get to finish the sting.
But good news. We did this.
We recorded the music for the sting.
We recorded the music for the sting last week after the show, and I have to say, I think it was excellent.
Fucking nailed it.
We did. Have you played it for Keris?
I haven't, no.
Oh!
It is literally sat on my desktop because I'm that kind of heathen. I store
funny.
things on my desktop until I need them. No, I haven't played it. I'm meant to get around to making the graphics for it and making it into a bona fide sting, but I haven't.
So no In the Sea this week. The only thing we could have done is Haters Gonna Hate, but we are at 10:50 already.
Yeah.
Man, we've chatted about so much cool shit.
Chatted nonsense.
I still feel like there's so much good stuff that's happened tonight.
And looking at these things that in the segment we're about to do, I think this could develop into some other conversation as well.
Well,
so shall we crack on?
Let's do it.
The segment that I love, you love, everybody loves. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
It's so good.
When is Dodeca Cheese happening? A week tomorrow for my relaunch. I will ruin my my diet with a Dodeca Cheese.
It is tasty as shit.
And some community games and shit.
Great stream as usual. Thanks very much.
Don't go anywhere.
Because we've
not done yet.
We're not quite done. If that wasn't clear, it's a piece of paper with writing on it. This section, if you've not seen it before, because there are a few people drifting around in the stream that perhaps haven't been here before, Am I the Arsehole is a Reddit thread where people posit various life issues where they think they've been like wrongfully accused of being an arsehole, and then they write it down and ask the world on the internet if they are the arsehole, if they are not the arsehole, and then people weigh in, and we're going to read them to you, and you get to decide if they're the arsehole or not.
I think this one is save the best for to last material.
Sometimes the snow comes down in June, Jez.
So I'll crack on first, if that's all right.
Please do.
Am I the arsehole for asking my friends to replace what they lost? Hi. I moved away from my home for a while and left a lot of my things with my friends to take care of and use while I was gone. One of these things was a $700 tent-style Stingray tree hammock tent that I ground scored at a festival 6 years ago.
That sentence, man.
Parentheses, ground scored means I found it in a pile of trash after the festival when I was helping with the cleanup. Close parentheses. My friends took it camping and somehow left it behind back in June. I was never made aware of that fact, that it's been missing, until a few weeks ago when I returned home and asked for it back. Now I am asking them to replace the tent. I hold 3 of them accountable because they are the ones who decided to take it camping and started to set it up and then left it behind. This sounds like a story. I want to hear their side. I'm asking them to split the cost, and they're telling me that I am shit out of luck because I never actually invested any money into the tent.
They're shit out of luck. Sorry, carry on.
They are saying that because I found it in a trash pile, they do not think they have to replace it because they don't consider it my property. Am I the arsehole for wanting them to replace something that I ground scored? Am I the arsehole for expecting my friends to respect my things when I allowed them to use them while I wasn't able to? Do I just have to take the loss and never trust them with any of my things again? I am really sad and disappointed and feel like their lack of respect of my things is a reflection of their lack of respect of me.
Man, they went somewhere.
Edit. I'm okay with them replacing the tent with a used one. I do not expect them to shell out the total amount if they can replace it for cheaper, or if they find it in someone else's garage.
They find it in someone else's garage, but they steal it from someone else.
Perhaps they could run it through the self-service and put it through as a carrot.
What a great bit of reincorporation. Now, I found this earlier, and I have to say, it may seem on the outside fairly standard and basic, but I think there's a lot fucking going on in here, and I think you guys have got it really. In June, sometimes the snow comes down in June, the circle of camping equipment.
How do you fucking go to a place? And I don't think
there's
that
so
the
much
people are
in
the
this.
arseholes. But how do you fucking go to a place, start setting up your tent, and you're like, oh, just fuck off.
Right, so what I will say about this, and there's a lot to say, is that at festivals, people often leave their tents behind. Glastonbury has like thousands and thousands of tents where they just fucking leave them behind, and you're meant to leave no trace, but people do leave a big fucking trace. I heard a story about one time somebody left £1,000 in a big pile in a tent, and then a shit in every corner of the tent, apparently, and then just left it there. This is such a strange apocryphal tale. People leave crazy shit, literally and figuratively. And in this case, so ground scoring is where you go, someone has left some behind, I'm going to take that tent. So he has acquired it for free because nobody wanted it.
Now, I was in a situation in which I needed to dispose of an airbed after going to, it wasn't even a festival, it was the Formula One.
I did this, by the way, as well.
But I did not just leave it in the fucking middle of the campsite. I took it with and then rammed it into the bin at the services on the way home, as is the responsible thing to do. Who leaves a tent behind?
Yeah,
I don't understand the mentality.
People take tents. Often their tents are cheap, and they got them for Argos for 20 quid.
Hey, but you know what? What's
it's
even
disposable.
cheaper? Keeping your tent.
I know. But what tends to happen at these things? Let's just read a few of these things here, and then I'll say. Yes, Alex is the arsehole. Well, you're not wrong there. They want their friends to replace the tent they stole. They're definitely the arsehole. Bit harsh, but they're dicks. They've already refunded how much they're owed for the tent, but their friends should be at least a little bit more sympathetic.
I mean, they should get the dude a tent.
Yes.
But not... This guy's like, I want my $700 tent-style Stingray tree hammock tent. Well, go fuck yourself, friend.
I think regardless of how you got something, if you lend it to someone, they should treat it with care and respect. Because also, I think... Tamsinaki says it's like, here's the thing here, they didn't notice it was missing for 9 months. Well, that tends to...
Yeah, but who uses their fucking tent in the winter?
Oftentimes, in LARP, we will use it...
My tent could be missing right now.
Yes.
I don't keep tabs on it.
You probably wouldn't keep tab on that sort of thing. What's interesting here is that people will go to LARP, not LARP, people will go to like a festival and they'll invest very little in it, and then it'll be cans of shit. And then they've got to walk their asses all the way back to their car... And they're like, that is an extra thing to carry. And carrying all that shit which you've worked out you do need and is worth something, often you're like this, and you're like, oh, fuck the tent. And that is the truth for thousands of people, and then the tents are everywhere. So like they think, 20 quid, I'll save the 20 quid. No, sorry, I'll soak the 20 quid and leave the tent. But the chair is coming with me because the chair's fucking useful. And that's coming with me because that's fucking useful. So I can see why they'd leave it, and I can see why he would score it.
Just make trips. Not difficult.
It's just really irritating because it's an hour sometimes back to the front and then an hour up to your car, and you just really don't want to do that 2 hours
to the front.
You just, honestly, I'm telling you now, Glastonbury, 2 hours, I'm not fucking walking that back again. As it happens, I've already planned that, so
that's why I tend not to Glastonbury.
But
and many other reasons.
The tent I take is beautiful, and it's fucking coming with me. But these guys have a tent that's super cheap. In this case, what I love is that, like, it doesn't matter how you got the tent, right? Surely if it's your stuff.
But here's the thing. It's not like...
How it came about should not affect how they treat it, right?
He just fucked off and said, yeah, it's my stuff, I'm leaving it behind. Like, that's probably a massive inconvenience to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, it's never really brought up is whether they have this place to store it.
If you move out of a place and you leave shit behind, it's no longer your shit.
Yeah, that's a good point. Unless they agree and say, listen, I'm moving out, my stuff is okay here. Is it cool if I leave my stuff here? Well, yeah, if we can use it. Yeah, of course you can use it. Right, fine, I'll leave my stuff here. And then you come back and it's like, did you enjoy using my stuff? Yes, I did. How's the tent? Well, we kind of lost it. I mean, I think I would be pretty unimpressed, regardless of how I got hold of it. But it is a fun circle of life where just like, hey, sunrise, sunset on the tent.
You can just imagine the conversation. It's like, you lost my tent. You need to buy me a new one. You didn't buy this one.
Yeah. I mean, and those are the tendency. If you find one in a garage somewhere, I mean, can you scroll? I want to see what Goblin T-Power said about that, being a tent aficionado. Was it a deliberate lend, or did they just leave their stuff when they moved, like you said? That's the bit I'm less sure about. My old houses have had clear-outs and got rid of stuff ex-housemates abandoned when they moved. That's very true.
Yeah.
It's not made clear.
Just throw this shit out on the street.
It is so funny. People broke my cheap AF camping stove case. The stove wasn't broken, and gave it back with a replacement stove. It's just courtesy. For 9 months. I think you may be
they
missing
borrowed it, right?
For 9 months. It's just... By the way, the timing aspect is not the issue I have with it.
Because, like, when was the last time you used your tent?
Well, I mean, COVID aside, I have not used it since Glastonbury 2019.
Right.
I haven't used my... I know where it is. It's in my bedroom. But I mean, if I left it, yeah. I mean, I could have used... But I use...
I don't have a tent monitoring system, Mike. I don't think many people do.
Yeah, I mean, you probably...
Especially
it's one of those things you wouldn't...
if I'm not in the house.
You would kind of...
Where my tent is.
I don't know what everyone said here, though. I do think there's a respect aspect here. Like, regardless of how you... The thing is, they know how he got it.
Yeah, but this guy sounds like a cunt.
Can we... By the way, I like this because I feel there might be a slight level of kind of... It's not quite clear if he's the arsehole or not on this one.
I think everyone's an arsehole.
Yeah, that's true.
Him, his friends, they're all pricks. Fuck them all.
OP replied to some comments. They deliberately left stuff that the roommates would use when they were going away. They said, I'm going away. And they're like, dude, we might go camping. And he goes, well, my tent's there that I ground scored that time.
It's such bullshit. It was like, hey, I'm going somewhere. I don't want to lug my tent around. I'm going to leave it here.
That's why they never wanted to take it from a festival.
He
doesn't want to lug it halfway across town in his car.
Maybe, take your shit with you. Or pay the fucking rent. For the room with all your shit in.
The number of times I've been... Like, the fact that they... What blows my mind, and we haven't addressed it properly, is that they went to somewhere with a tent, and they went, guys, should we just leave it behind? Why didn't they...
I mean, it's a very expensive tent being left behind. This isn't the $20
no,
tent that you're talking about.
They said it... Because he said it's like...
$700 tent.
Oh, shit, no, fuck that. That's really... The fact that you managed to score that blows my mind that anyone would leave that behind.
It's got so many fucking words in the title. Of course it's expensive. It's like $100 a word.
Fuck me. So funny. I don't know why anyone would leave that tent behind. That seems like a super rich person for whom it is a commensurate £20.
Yeah, the original person is for whom the op managed to procure the tent
seems to be so rich that 700 is what £20.
Oh, buy another
700
Stingray tree hammock tent.
It is a mere drop in the ocean. Yes, right. So as a result, he has successfully scored that sort of shit. I would be a little fucked off if I went, by the way, what did you do with that tent? I mean, there's so many interesting parts.
I'd be fucked off, but that would be the extent of it. It'd be easy come, easy go. I didn't pay for it.
I think... I'd be surprised if that person wasn't easy come, easy go, given their way of getting in the first place. Well, yeah, easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've just seen the tent. Is it amazing? I mean, I just find it really interesting to how this all stuff comes to pass. There are times when I'm trying to think of something I lent to someone.
This is a job for VR Sorrow to find pictures of the tent for the DGMS Afterfaff coming up immediately following
after the Afterfaff. In the words of I don't know, Charlie XCX, who knows? This is the thing. I'm trying to think. There was a time when someone borrowed something off me, and then it just never quite came back in the same fashion again. And I'm trying to think of what it was. I definitely had something like where it just just never came back.
You lent something to someone. I lent someone, it came back,
and it came back
with a nick on it, or it was broken.
Yeah. And you're just like, and they're just like, that's totally cool, man. That board game. Yeah. The board game. She's in the other room. I could go and get it, but what's the point? I have a copy of Ticket to Ride.
Exclamation Discord.
Nice. I have a copy of Ticket to Ride, which is an excellent board game and everyone should buy it. It's really good. Great game. And I lent it to a friend because that friend said they wanted to do a board game night, to which I wasn't invited. It doesn't matter. So they said, you're a board game guy. You've got loads of board games. I went, yes, I do. So I lent them some board games and they left it in the back of their car for ages. And their car had a leak in the kind of rubber bit around the edge of the back of the hatchback bit.
The seal.
Arf. Yes. What did we say about the seal last time? I'm trying to remember. But anyway, it was seal, just stuck around the, Adamski. Anyway, all that shit. So the seal was broken. So the rain got in, and the rain leaked onto my board game, and then water got onto the box, and all the cardboard wrinkled and warped, and all the paper peeled off, and it looks fucking total shit.
TLDR, he lent his game to someone, they fucked it up.
Good TLDR. Inside, Jeremy, is all fine and beautiful, but outside it is ruined. Am I the arsehole for asking that person buys me a new copy of the game? Like, should they buy me a new copy of that? The interior is all spotless. The box is just total shit. So yeah, you get this shit back. I mean, the truth of the matter is, it sounds terrible to say, but if you don't want something broken or stolen or lost or smashed or split or rained on,
don't give it to anyone.
Don't fucking
keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Fuck your friends.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Check out our friend. That's me. I'm me. I'm me, because it says check out our friend, and I'm like, I can't read always be chatting. That's me. Top tip: don't have friends. Well, bad luck, Tamsin, because you're coming over here and we're all here, and you're going to be like 3 streets away from him.
If that was your plan, you've royally fucked it up. I'm afraid. Sorry.
You're about to have a ton of them.
You've totally cocked that up.
Yeah, you fucked it.
Big style.
I don't have friends is not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of these people like, chat.
Shut.
You do have friends.
Come round to play my game of Ticket to Ride, which is broken. Could have been worse. The game could have come back soaked in virgin piss. Tasty.
But at least then he could have sold it on eBay to the residents of where are we again? Dongyang.
Dongyang. Oh my god. No friends, only allies and minions. Yes, not unreasonable. So, well, we get to the bottom of that one. Who was the arsehole in that?
Everyone.
Are we all agreed? Tonk, tonk. Gavel. Everyone's the arsehole. He found it, fuck it, stole it, kept it, left it, didn't know what the fuck. They took it, stole it, sent it, gave it away. What the fuck? Everyone sucks. Go fuck yourselves.
I have a copy of Ticket to Ride London a friend has left for me. Piss on it!
Leave it in the back of your car.
He hasn't got a car. So piss on it!
Shall I read mine?
Go right ahead.
And wrap that shit up. Okay, I found this and I find it. By the way, I think you're going to dig this because it's kind of amusing. I don't know why. I can't tell you why, but I think Jaeger will like this. I don't know why. I just think you'll get a kick out of it. Anyway, am I the arsehole for switching to regular milk to prove my lactose intolerant roommate keeps stealing from me? I mean, there's a lot of information there. Me?
I love that so much.
Isn't it great? Me and 2 other guys share an apartment together and we split all the bills. The only thing we don't split is the groceries. Everyone's in charge of buying their own food, and we don't touch whatever doesn't belong to us in the fridge. We put our names on everything so no one gets mixed up. This issue has been going on almost a year and I'm sick of it. One of my roommates, R, keeps stealing my food. I get home from work and containers with my leftovers are sometimes missing. They have my name written on it. Or my stuff finishes too quick. My gallon of milk, for example.
My sandwich!
My sandwich! With the moist maker. R is for arsehole. Oh, this is a major pet peeve, isn't it just? My gallon of milk, for example. I buy almond milk because I like the taste.
Arsehole.
But it... And that's that, guys. But it seems to finish after a week, even though I've only drank it once or twice. I confronted R about this lots of times, and that's caused a lot of arguments. He outright denies it and tells me I'm crazy, even though it's so obvious. My other roommate and I carpool together because we both work the same early morning shifts around the same area, so I know it's not him. It's always after we get back home and R's already left for work that I notice my food's gone. My roommates also had a similar problem, but not as often as I do. I'm guessing R doesn't like what he buys. The funny thing is R buys a lot for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He will literally point out what's his when he comes back from grocery shopping and tells us not to touch it. By the way, I find this is often the case. Last week, my milk was nearly empty again and I got fed up. I went to the liquor store and bought regular dairy milk. I drank what was left of my almond milk and refilled the gallon with the one I bought. This was to catch/prove R is the one stealing, since he's lactose intolerant. The next day, Saturday, We get back from work and R is pissed. He yelled at me that he was stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes with diarrhea because of my milk. He was using it to make a shake. I only responded with, so then you're the one who's been stealing. He freaking exploded. Yeah, he admitted he was sometimes drinking my milk and eating my food, but he was more mad that I switched milks than the fact that he was caught. I told him I wouldn't have done that if he just stopped taking my stuff from the fridge, or at least told the truth instead of trying to make it seem like I was making it up. My roommate backed me up and thought it was kind of funny he got paid back for stealing from us. It's a little tense right now, and my roommate told me R is trying to convince him to agree to kick me out. Little does he know, we're both looking to move somewhere else together because we're sick of his shit. I told some buddies what happened, and a few think I was an arsehole for that. I feel like I'm not in the wrong here. He was taking my food and not even owning up to it. I wanted to prove it. Does that make me the arsehole? I mean, are we digging this? It's such a chat shit get back.
We've waited long enough.
Oh man.
The every stream Hannah Bort's saying, chat shit, get banged.
It's like, it's a great phrase, and it's a great colour on you, I have to say, Hannah. I think it's lovely. I think it's really good when you say that.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Op is a legend. He is not the arsehole. R is an arsehole.
R is an arsehole. I take it you've been enjoying reading the chat. I presume everyone's fucking...
I was mostly laughing at the story again.
It's a great story.
But yes, the chat have been enjoying it too.
I mean, how often do you get the perfect opportunity to catch them in the act? I love it's like, if the person had diarrhea and they wanted to not blow their cover, they'd be like, I had diarrhea because I ate something hot and spicy and my stomach couldn't take it. But instead it's like, did you change your milk? It's like, yeah. Oh, balls. And like, why would you know?
They didn't even like confront him about it. It's like, he knew he had been fucking caught out and he had been done literally by cow milk rather than almond milk.
It's my bottle. I'll fill it with whatever I like. Do you know, there's a woman at work who was so certain people had taken her milk, she would spit in it. Well, at least, the very least, she would write on it, this is my milk and I've spat in it. And it's like, oh jeez. But no one's taking your milk. We all have milk. The milk is supplied by the company. Oh my God. But in this case, I do find, and I've seen in the past, people who, as I read this, I said to myself, like, funny thing is, R buys a lot for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He literally points out what's his. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the kinds of people.
I've been in that situation where someone's like, this is all mine. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. And then is like so quick to point out their stuff.
And when the type of person does that, I'm like, well, I wasn't going to steal your food, but I am now.
Fill the milk bottle with virgin piss. R is also an idiot. Almond milk doesn't look like real milk. I mean, we've all in the times I've been in houses with people, we've all eaten a bit of somebody else's stuff from time to time, you know. But you tend to either replace it or what goes around comes around. It's never like such a big thing that. By the way,
he lived in my house for a week and ate my shit. Didn't even live there.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I ate so much of his stuff. It was brilliant, really good.
Mostly expired stuff though, so it's all good.
Yes, it was fine. I was very sick. Just ask first. I want to. Does Mike live with a group of people? I don't know, Mike, do you live in a house with 3 other people where you have to write your names on shit? I want to know. Or non-virgin piss, whichever is easier. I mean, in the local Sainsbury's, they only have non-virgin. My ex-housemate took my mushrooms, and I only realised when I found a little bag of mushrooms and a note on my shelf, a note on your shelf that said, "Go fuck yourself." I live in a house with my family, so we share all the bills. Oh, okay, fair enough.
You'd have to go to Waitrose for the extra virgin piss.
You better believe it. That place has everything. Try
Waitrose. There you go.
Nice. Yeah. Most of these Am I the Arseholes could be solved if people actually bloody talked. Do you know, it's strange how people are really into working things out. I definitely know there was something I read once where people had gone to university and they'd gone out that first night when they just met each other at university and they'd all like bought drinks, and some people had bought drinks and other people had bought drinks. And I read this somewhere online that the next time they went out, some guy had a notebook of everyone's drinks and what they'd bought the time before, and he'd put it down in a long list and went, well, you bought a pint of beer and you bought a cocktail and you bought this, and therefore on this occasion I am owed £10.97 worth of, like, so I had accounted for everything to the nth degree.
I thought that was turning into a nice story where it was like he had made a note of what everyone drunk, so
and
that
then
when they turned up the next time, he could just immediately go to the bar and buy the first round.
No, he made a note of what he was owed. And actually, I had a friend of mine who, it wasn't a situation involving me, but someone else had bought a round at the pub one time. And then on a subsequent occasion, maybe like a week or 2 weeks later, somebody said, oh, by the way, last time we were out 2 weeks ago at this pub, I got you a beer at the end, so you owe me a beer already.
Sounds like a friend of mine that I once left in a cupboard.
It's like, once you've left, like, that's done. You can't just start going, by the way, 2 weeks ago, you were one beer up on a round, so you owe me one beer before we've even started, you know? And I'm like, no, fuck that shit, mate.
You just made the list!
Here's the answer. So, the answer... Oh, shit. Throwing this at myself. I'm taking
Op is not.
The op is not. R is arse. And I think we're all agreed on that. I picked this one because I thought it's just such a great story. The best bit about this, let's not forget, is the guy drank real milk, is lactose intolerant, and shat his intestines out because of it, and then tried to claim the fucking moral high ground. Alright, that was fun.
Thanks for your concern, Qubo49, Yeknom79, but we're already famous, so go fuck yourself.
Want to be famous? Nothing breaks a friendship up faster than owing each other money. You're absolutely right. Money is not something I don't want to get into it here, but yes, absolutely. And I think you're just trying not to get into money. Alex has got his fame from the beans incident. If that brought me fame, I would. If I could get fame by eating beans. I love beans. Bloody love beans.
Is it that simple?
If only. So that's some excellent Am I the Arseholes. I really feel lots of fun. One way or another, we're getting tense from nowhere. And that guy's... I would actually quite like to read this one's follow-up, basically. Also, at the end, it's like, well, he's trying to get me kicked out of the house. It's like, no, you're the dickhead. The person that is drinking the milk, the thief, doesn't realise he's the one that's not welcome. That's even better. Mind you, there's probably a correlation there, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Is there any other business? Has anybody got anything they want to say? Because I feel at this point, at 11:15...
We are definitely at a close.
We are at a close. Anybody want to bring something up? Anything they want us to comment on? Otherwise, we will wrap that shit up.
Well, I think Hannah's just nailed it, and that is the thought that we end on. That Am I the Arsehole was quite intense.
That's where you want to press the button, right?
It would be, but
we have to wrap.
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
As always.
Yes.
And yes, stick around. We're going to raid over to VR Soro for the first episode of the Should we do a countdown to live?
Is he live?
If you want. I'm going to press the raid button in about 37 seconds. You need to be there.
Is he live now though? Because otherwise we can't raid into him.
I don't know. These are the questions.
So many questions.
Okay, boss.
And then you're going to ask me a question.
Yes. But as I was saying, the DGMS Afterfaff is coming up next with VR Sorrow. It's not there yet. And I do have a question.
Els93, thank you very much.
Thank you for joining
coming
us.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if Els knows us.
I don't either, but if you enjoyed this, hit that follow button and head on over to Always Be Chatting and drop him a follow as well.
Yeah,
this
love
is
you to follow me.
That type of bullshit you can expect from us dickheads.
Separately or together, we will talk bullshit.
It's true.
It's a good story.
Very true. So, my question that I posit to you.
Yes.
If you had to cook with the piss of a virgin child, what would you make?
Use my fucking pasta maker.
Fuck,